Just trying to figure out this audio. 1 second. Oh shit. I cut the damn thing off. Hold on. All right, just my. Just trying to figure out this audio. 1 second. Oh shit. I cut the damn thing off. Hold on. All right, just my. I have no idea why this thing is wilding. All right. Okay. Cool. So let's see with the microphone. Why is this so I have no idea why this thing is wilding. All right. Okay, cool. We good. We are good. So let's see the microphone. All right, we are good. You said the thumbnail is on point. Hell yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Yeah. Is Pan-Africanism a tool of white supremacy? All right. Let's just stop playing with these folks and just let's tell them how we really feel. You dig? No more playing around with these guys. No more kid handling them. All right. So why do we say this? This right here.
Like you didn't mention that he said he is from somewhere else. So is your definition of delineation
at the same time?
Sorry?
You ever walk and chew gum at the same time?
I think I have a few times in my life. Yeah.
There you go. What are you talking about? Like, all right, what'd you say your grandfather was? You said he was like Yoruba or something like that.
420 Lorraine.
Well, yeah, my family
sounds been too Rico
hails from the Yoruba tribe.
Gotcha.
Florida trucker.
Yeah. Would your grandfather be okay with somebody calling him an Igbo?
To be honest, I've never met him before, so I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't say.
Understand they take offense when people call them the wrong tribe, right?
I guess, sure. Like,
Gotcha. So the thing is, I'm not upset that anybody would delineate themselves. I actually think it's actually something they're supposed to, if you ask me. But what I'm telling you is, them saying that is a form of delineation. Like, I don't understand why you're trying to tap dance around that question.
I mean, I just asked what the definition of delineation is. Is it when you're holding a flag, or
it's the first thing you brought up when you got on stage? You started talking about delineation. Delineation is a form of white supremacy. You said that earlier in the broadcast.
And family, like, I want an honest poll. I don't want folks to select what you think I like, right, or want to hear. I want an honest poll. Like, this is an honest poll. We're an honest lineage. We're not like tethers and white supremacists. Like, we're very honest. Okay, so if you don't feel like Pan-Africanism is a tool of white supremacy, don't say yes, say no. We want a real poll. And also, if you guys want to click the link to explain why Pan-Africanism isn't a tool of white supremacy, or basically, if you want to take the negative side or positive side or affirmative side, call in, like, explain either way why you believe it's a tool. Make it, land your plane, because we want to keep the show going. So, don't dominate. You're not a co-host. You're calling. So call in, and if you want, hit the link, get on the panel, and like you would do, like Tariq or anybody else, Professor Truth, Jason Black, call in, explain why Pan-Africanism is a tool of white supremacy or not. And I may ask a question, I may get some pushback or not. And that's it. But yeah, especially those who are saying no, I would like to understand, your position, and maybe ask a question or two. But we got to stand on answers. Like, don't be afraid to be challenged. Okay, we don't flee from challenges. If you're truly FBA, you don't flee from a challenge. That's what other folks do. But I would love to see, for those who are saying no, I would love to see where I would love to pick your brain.
Broadcast. So you didn't know what you were talking about then?
Well, I acknowledge that delineation is a form of division.
Okay, so what are you acknowledging then? What is this delineation that you're acknowledging then?
That the person invoking the term is trying to.
Hey, Israelite 1865. White supremacy is also an ideology. So just because I agree, it exists only as ideology. It's nothing to practice. It's not practical. It's fantasy. But the question is it a tool of white supremacy? Yes or no? That's the question. Okay.
Draw a line somewhere, but I just don't know
No. What
where
is
that
the
is.
term though? What is the term? Because you acting like you don't know what it means after using it several times. So what do you think?
Or if you don't want to call in, type it. Type. If you say no, if you say yes, if you don't want to call in, type. I'll read your comment, in response to your comment. So type why you believe it's not a tool of white supremacy, or yes. I'll read the comments.
Delineation is the term.
Well,
not its effects. The term.
well,
Shakaya.
I asked you first what the term is.
Exactly.
You've been
I agree
using
with
it, so I
Shakaya.
assumed you knew what it meant.
Kendra
Well, I
Jegna
used
said
it
it might
because
not have
I
been
heard
a
it
tool
from
before.
Tariq's
I
So
agree with.
you
Okay.
don't know what
followers.
delineation is.
So Jegna, I think you're onto something. Okay, but I believe it was always a tool of white supremacy. You dig? Pick my brain. Won't you call it, guys, gals? You can call in and pick my brain. Unbiased Ron. Why do you believe it was always the origins were always a tool of supremacy? Pick my brain and challenge me. Give me pushback. Give me criticism. Put me on the hot seat. I'm okay with that.
In fact, that's why I called in today. I'm trying to get to the bottom of these terms.
I
It's
know
all part
Israelites.
of the
I know.
reason.
Delineation is literally saying we have
I thought
separate
about it. I
bloodlines. That's
know.
all. And you agree with that?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said just now.
It's saying we have separate lineages. That's all, and you agree to it.
Sure, yeah.
Gotcha. So that's delineation. It's not a bad thing. It's just the truth.
Yeah, I love Dan.
So
Okay.
again, everybody
I love Dan.
around the
Yeah,
diaspora.
I would love Dan to call in over here and speak to some of the folks who call in this over here. I like Dan a lot. I like Mikhail too, but I like Dan. Like Dan is more of my speed.
Actively
I like both of them, but
practices delineation.
Dan is more my flavor. Pause.
Now we're saying, you know what, you guys are right. We aren't the same people. We have different
Exactly,
lineages.
Israelite.
And so now that we're talking about our lineage, which is foundational Black American,
All right. I love when Dan called in. Like, I really get excited to his angle. Okay, so Ray says if we had put the energy into unifying and delineating from our enemies earlier, we would have become a powerful political base. Yep, hindsight, we would be a force to reckon. Florida Trucker says, yes, both ideologies are negative towards the empowerment of the freedmen, descendants of American slavery. Yep. I never met an African with good intentions. Me either, Ray. Never met one. I never met a Pan-Africanist either, by the way. You could throw them in too. Never met a Pan-Africanist with good intentions. And please invite me and introduce me to one. Ray says Pan-Africanism only existed in America, and FBA were the only ones supporting it. Right. I'm like, when they call Ibrahim Traoré and Patrice Lumumba, all these guys Pan-Africanists, I'm like, how the hell do you have Pan-Africanism without a Foundation of Black America involved? Like, that's just impossible. It just, in my opinion, is just impossible. Okay. Yes, sir. 420 Alien A says B1, V1. I agree 100%. American Dream. American Dream. I was supposed to pick your brain. God damn. Yeah, so I'm not going to be on late today, American Dream. So maybe tomorrow. And you still can, like 11 a.m. and you still 10 a.m. and you still can read off what you got your research about Black, and I guarantee you I won't rebut unless you flat out lie. But if you're reading information research, you can read it, expound, explain, land your plane, and I promise you, bro, I won't even rebut anything unless it's a blatant lie. You know what I mean? And I just want to move on. Okay. FSK, Maxwell Jenkins in the house. Peace to all y'all. And again, I do not want you guys to go with the answer you think we like. Don't do that. That's what white supremacists do. Okay, they did a poll during the height of Jim Crow, and they asked white Americans, was racism alive? And damn near all of them said no.
Whatever niggas calling themselves these days, because we do have the right to self-identify. When we say, you're right, we're not you, you're not us, it's not an insult, it's just a matter of fact. Just like you're not Igbo, or I forgot the tribe you're from, but you're from your specific tribe that's in Nigeria. You wouldn't consider yourself Ugandan, you wouldn't consider yourself Zimbabwean or South African or Mozambique, right? You're from Nigeria, specifically a tribe, and your parents immigrated to the United States. That does not change your lineage. So for you to say, no, I'm Nigerian, that is a form of delineation. You know that, right?
I agree. Yes, I felt like looking back, I felt like I cut American Dream off too early. I felt like I should let him read his research first. And that's why I want him to come back on tomorrow and finish his research, finish his point. And I'm not going to, unless he's flat out lying, I'm not going to say one rebuttal. I'm not going to respond to anything. Yeah, I felt like I should have let him go. I feel like I was too trigger happy. So I'm going to keep it real. FBAs, we don't be lying like that. FSK back in the lineage love, okay, with the super chat. The lineage love super chat. He says, why are they mad? FBA, I don't understand. Family, I encourage everybody to give a heart to the donation of FSK, the super chat, and they like. Because, like I said, I look at super chats as the plate being passed around in a Foundation of Black American Church. Okay, so for those who don't have, or those who just can't or won't put in the plate, they'll tap the plate. That means that they are saying, hey, I respect those who did provide, did donate. So if anybody, especially for those who don't plan on sending a super chat, if anybody does send a super chat, let's give them lineage love and just like it and, heart it. You know what I mean? Because that's like tapping the plate. So we got to practice Foundation Black American hospitality, Black excellence. You dig? Maxwell Jenkins says, I totally agree with Pan-Africanism is a tool of white supremacy. It serves no tangible purpose for us in America. 100%. 100%. It's just a lot of rhetoric, a lot of dreaming, and a lot of confusion. Because each one would describe it totally different from the next person. Then you ask for tangibles, like, okay, what did they produce? That they get on Tariq Nasheed Museum, which was like recently. Oh, his museum ain't that, it ain't that. I mean, was it supposed to be? Like, he's one guy with support, like he had a random, idea. And he said, family, I remember everything. What you guys think, family? When a museum and some folks like, yeah. He said, all right, well, put your money where your mouth is. And they did. And I remember, like, they barely met the mark. They barely met the mark. And that was like a random spur of the moment idea that got pushed through, and it's a realistic thing today. Whether you call it whatever you want to call it, it's a museum. But what did Pan-Africanism produce in almost 200 years? Matter of fact, over 200 years. What have you guys produced tangibly that we can look at that comes from the grassroots pockets? Don't tell me nothing about what the state did and what the city did. And no, what did your money, you Black FBAs, what did our money produce, hard-earned money produce for Pan-Africanism today? I don't see no steamships. Those steamships are underground with the leprechaun gold. Okay, underwater. They bury underwater with the leprechaun gold. Those steamships Marcus Garvey tried to produce. So we want to know, where are the tangibles of Pan-Africanism? I think it's a fair question. Pinky, he said, Tariq bought what he could get. Real estate is expensive out there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but he got it. It's tangible. It's something to go to. That we can. This is FBA. Whatever y'all want to call it. We say museum. He said museum. You want to call it whatever you want to call it. It's something tangible. And guess what? You got to pay rent on that damn thing, or mortgage, whatever. You got to pay something. And if it's bought, you got to pay taxes. You dig? A mortgage and taxes. So it's something that got to be kept up. got to be kept up. All right. But what do you have that got to be kept up from money? Because Umar never produced that school. So you see how hard it is to get something established off grassroots money. Garvey failed, Umar's failing, and who's successful? Nobody else even attempted to try. Baba Smalls, where his tangibles, okay? He didn't even try.
Well,
Where's John Henry Clark tangibles? And all the other clowns of pushing Pan-Africanism? Where are their tangibles that we could look back and look at, hold and go in, and where is it?
well, people having different ethnic backgrounds is nothing new. So
Exactly. So
Right.
we agree with you. So you agree with us. Delineation is nothing wrong. And then what's more important about delineation is this, right?
Hey, what Florida Trucker said just now, that is 100% accurate.
People not from our lineage don't necessarily respect our lineage. And, you can say you're one of those people who do. However, we've seen it with politicians who say they don't support reparations because their mother wouldn't get it. Or we've seen people say we should forget about slavery. Or people say, oh, it should be no Black History Month. These are people who look like us, who don't share our lineage, who are actively trying to undermine the progress we've made in this country.
Close to 7 as possible.
Ironically, it allowed them to be over here. So, yes, we have a right to go to our government and say, hey,
but most say 100%.
These voices don't speak for us. We speak for ourselves. That's all this is.
Exactly. And I want to say those who feel like Pan-Africanism is not a tool of white supremacy, I want you guys to type in. We're not going to get on you. You dig? Just type in why you believe it's not. And yes, we're going to have questions for you. Are you fleeing from questions? It kind of made me feel like you might not be FBA, you might be a tether, because we don't run from criticism. Like, you remember Dr. Khalid Muhammad on Phil Donahue, Hannity, on all these shows? He went there like, what's up? Even Ms. Louis Farrakhan, who's actually Caribbean, had went on there like, what's up? So even some Caribbean thorough riders, they don't dodge smoke. You dig? They run towards the lion's den. Like, what's good? So, we don't have that fleeing spirit. And even a lot of non-FBAs don't have the fleeing spirit either. Like the fleeing spirit, so some Africans and some Caribbean people do not have the fleeing spirit. Like dudes gonna die on their shield, or they're gonna kill on their shield. Everybody's not a fleer from Africa and the diaspora. So if you're from America, you know better. Like why are you fleeing from pushback and criticism? And I'm saying you got two options: type in the chat, or click the link and explain why Pan-Africanism is not a tool of white supremacy.
Well, because I'm
gonna say it's 100% is, okay. And again, you could call in or click the link, and you could question me and put me on a hot seat, okay. Because I believe it's 100% a tool of white supremacy. So anybody can call in. Anybody, the haters, lovers, lineage, non-lineage, anybody can call in and put me in a hot seat. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Let people who aren't your own speak for you. They're going to put their agendas and their people's agendas above yours. As somebody from Africa, you can understand that. When you looked at Nigeria, you saw the SARS movement. That didn't benefit Nigerians. That benefited the people who were in charge at the time. And they used that to undermine Nigerian infrastructure, strike all type of crazy deals with China that put you guys in a bad situation because people who weren't your own were making the decisions. Can you understand that part of it?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, most of the instability originated from European colonialism, rather than. But yeah, I agree with that.
And also being an American boy.
So damn, Lorraine said her grandmother, spoken this a long time. Her grandmother told her that the white man will plant enemies that's the same color of us, look like us, to derail us and undermine us. And matter of fact, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said the same thing, okay, of the Nation of Islam. And I'm not religious at all. I'm not a member. I'm not an active member of nobody. I'm just giving credit where it's due. And he is foundational. He is a foundational Black American. So I'm giving this credit. He said that way 1950s type stuff, and that's in his doctrine, right? That's in his religious doctrine. that the white man will, and even Dr. Khalid Muhammad parroted that. He said, when the white man can't defeat you, he'll always find some Uncle Tom bootlicking, hair to the side, fried, homogenized tether, okay, to come undermine you. Even Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, yeah, they'll get somebody who looks like you to undermine.
Citizen, I'm assuming you were educated
or to validate
in
their
American
point.
schools,
Lord,
right?
more peace.
Right.
You know one of the requirements to run for president in America is?
FSK.
Oh,
you have to be born on this soil.
Right.
And the reason
Yeah, so I would rather you guys question me. I would rather you guys click that link. You don't got to show your, my camera's even off. I could turn my camera on. I ain't got a haircut. I could turn my camera on, but it's off. So you don't got to turn your camera on. You could turn it off. You don't got to cam up. But, you know, put me in a hot seat. Brother Ron, why do you believe Pan-Africanism is a tool of white supremacy? Let me explain. Okay? Yeah.
why they do that is because a foreign-born president will likely have allegiance to the country they were born in, not ours.
Yeah, I mean, like, if again, like I mentioned, you know, these designations have always existed. Like, if someone identifies as
You mentioned what?
I was just saying, like if someone like I personally, I identify as a descendant of an immigrants from Nigeria, and someone like you, I'm assuming, identifies as someone who is descendant of slaves. Sorry if I'm speaking out of turn there, but these terms have always existed.
No, I'm foundational Black
So
American. My ancestry goes back to my ancestry goes back to this country. I got my bloodline has been in this country for a very long time. As far as I was back, I was traced like 1700 or something. So yeah, I'm a foundational Black American. Shout out to me.
okay, I see. So at this point,
Yeah, so I also want to ask you about the CIA line. You said you do realize one of the tactics that the CIA used to do is when they infiltrated the Black Panthers was to kind of put that jacket on people it didn't belong to.
try to put what? I didn't hear what you said there.
You there?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So you do realize the CIA agents used to call other people CIA agents, and the feds used to accuse other people of being feds as a tactic to cause division. So
Gotta go talking to mute. Maxwell says, I doubt if they come up there and challenge you because they have no logical argument to your fact. Hey man, if you know a Pan-Africanist, just look, go get them. I'm on the hot seat. I can only answer questions. I can't really ask questions back. I can only answer questions. Okay, so I'm putting myself in a vulnerable position. I'm on the hot seat. You're the interviewer. You know what I mean? You are the investigator. You're the detective. I'm the guy that's being interrogated. Okay, I just answer questions. That's all. Click the link, and I'm putting myself in a vulnerable position. Click the link and ask me about Pan-Africanism and why do I believe it's 100% tool of white supremacy. And yeah, you can cook me. I mean, that's crazy that you believe it's not, but you're afraid to challenge somebody who says it is. Like, to me, like I can't fathom that. I can't fathom having a winning side of the argument and be afraid to win.
So when you put that jacket on somebody with absolutely no proof, that's a fair thing to
Donnie,
do.
FBA
You get that right?
Yep.
Well, in the States, at least, most of the divide and conquer strategies that the government used was mostly on the basis of ethnic identity.
Good job.
In fact,
Okay.
That was as far as I know,
So
at
you,
least.
real quick, so you don't
Yeah.
find it ironic that a son
Can't
of
hate on that.
Nigerian immigrants is trying to put a jacket on a foundational Black American man?
Go ask Easy.
Well, an individual
That's
person,
literally what it is.
I don't mind implicating. But I mean, as far as like a broader ethnic group, of course not. That's more his territory. He's been vilifying different groups of immigrants on behalf. I mean, I guess like
Vilifying?
practically on behalf, but I mean, yeah, I
You,
mean
you don't know that.
that's
Listen.
what he's been doing, right? Like,
Are
am I
you
wrong
familiar?
about
Wait,
that?
are you familiar with Byron Donalds?
I'm not.
So
No.
you want 4 pieces by
Okay.
4.
See, he's a politician out in Florida. He's from New York. He's Jamaican or something like that. But he was asked about reparations, and he said he wouldn't support it because his mom wouldn't get it. Now, you do realize he's in the House of Representatives, right? They vote on this type of stuff. Congress has the purse. So if the call ever comes, or when the call comes, and he's around, he'll be one of the votes. And if he votes no, that's a big deal.
It
You
keeps us
understand
distracted
this
from
severity of it,
reparations
right?
and simultaneously keeps us permanent underclass, 100%.
Sorry. What does this have to
That
do with what we're
Nigerian
talking
Tuck
about?
feather
context.
Candace
This is fourth
is
grade social
similar to a
studies. This is how civics
YT.
works.
Most
So
African feathers
you have people who
speak with
are
that
elected to
same cadence.
represent a certain part of the population based on the regions. And he was elected to represent a certain part of the population based on the region he lives in.
All right, so let's get a word. Let's get a word from our pastor. Our pastor has a revelation, okay? Let's respect the revelation, all right? So our pastor had a revelation about Haiti from 30, 40 years ago, okay? So do you guys respect prophecy? Do you respect prophecy, all right? Listen to this. Well, this ain't prophecy. This is hindsight. This is a revelation, right? It ain't prophecy. It's a revelation. This is hindsight. Listen to Pastor Pat Robertson.
You know, Christy, something happened a long time ago in Haiti, and people might not want to talk about it. They were under
Talk
the
about it.
heel of the French.
Amen.
You know, Napoleon the Third and whatever.
Preach, brother.
And they got together and swore a pact to the devil. They
Oh,
said,
no.
we will serve you if you'll get us free from the French.
No, lose here, devil. Lose here, devil. Lose here, devil. Lose here, devil.
It's a true story. And so
Well, he
the
said true
devil
story.
said,
Hold on.
okay, it's and swore a pact
So you know when a pastor says true story, you know it's true.
to the devil. They said, we will serve you if you'll get us free from the French. It's a true story. And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal. And they kicked the French out. You know, the Haitians revolted and got themselves free. But ever since, they have been cursed by one thing after the other, desperately poor. That island of Hispaniola is one island. It's cut down the middle. On the one side is Haiti, on the other side is the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is prosperous, healthy, full of resorts, etc.
Not lying.
Haiti is in desperate poverty. Same island. They need to have, and we need to pray for them, a great turning to God. And out of this
There you
tragedy,
go.
I'm optimistic something good may come.
There you go. That's some word from the great pastor. Let me save that. I don't want to lose that clip. Yeah, that's a word from the great pastor, okay? I got to respect his expertise. You dig? Jesus Christ gave him a revelation to let him know what really happened during the Haitian Revolution, right? So he's saying, the strength came by via the devil, okay? So, I mean, how can you say a pastor is lying? Like, who would say that? Who would say a pastor is lying? Who's that crazy? All right. Anyway, let's go right here. So let's do this. Shit. Let's do this. Let's make that smaller, like about right there. Let's adjust it. let's close this in right here. Wait, no, this one. Okay, so let's get the perspective from Pan-Africanists about Pan-Africanism, right? And about FBAs and this whole, this is what they call it, a diaspora war, okay? So let's get their let's get it, we always get the FBA perspective. Let's get the Pan-Africanist perspective.
Get engaged in it, because I'm like, well, what's your frame of reference?
Now, this is a Baba, okay? A Baba is according to Pan-Africanism, a Baba is somebody who due respect from everybody. Like, they speak first, they eat first. Everything about them is priority, right? And how you become a Baba? You just get old. It's not about intelligence. It's not about research, education. Just get old and you're a Baba. Just get old in Pan-Africanism and you're a Baba automatically. So listen to this deep, deep wisdom.
Reference. Why should I be a proud Black American or African American? You know what? Our history starts in slavery, and I want somebody. I need to know if you can debunk that. I need to know if you know enough about who we are to where if we send you out there to represent us, can you stand on that? Or will you be eaten alive because you don't know our
like
story?
He's saying something deep.
Can somebody convince you that you are Nakata? Can somebody convince you that you are a second-class citizen when they put that mirror up to you and show you how we treat each other like we second-class citizens? So can you stand on it? Same with continental Africans. If your name, you accept George. if you accept George as your first name, it's hard for me. You can't come step to me about no continental African pride. You still represent European culture, as far as I'm concerned. So what we arguing?
Yeah, everything about Pan-Africanism is anti-white. They just hate white people, all of them. They won't come out and say it, but that's like they believe the white man is the devil. They got all these funny words for the white man, but they won't never call them what they're supposed to be called, like an Irish man, Frenchman, Italian man, Russian. No. They worship Russians. Russians are the good guys, right? They worship Russia because Ibram Ture made a deal with Russia. So Russia is, according to Pan-Africanists, Russians are holy, but the Western whites, the Northern and Western whites or Europeans, terrible, according to Pan-Africanists. The devil.
Who's the best slave? We argue it's better to be. I was civilized by the British. Well, I was civilized by the aristocrats in America. My civilizer was better than your civilizer. What are we arguing about? You know what I'm saying? White people love us more than they love you. No, white people love us more than they love you. Is that what the argument is? No, a lot of us don't know.
Now, this is a Baba. He's an elder. He's supposed to have nothing but wisdom. Okay, I'm not impressed at all. This is Pan-Africanism.
Enough about ourselves to really launch a good argument over which culture is better, who's number one. You can come with frame of references. The average African American can't do that.
No.
The average African American can. All they gotta say is 50,000 patents. Okay, and that's enough. That's a frame of reference. See, you're projecting, my boy. You don't speak to no FBAs outside of Pan-Africanists. Won't you really come into an FBA space, Baba? Okay, and Baba know about this channel. We had 6,000 views yesterday, total views from our earlier live. Okay, trust me. Like we had 265 live chat members. Like listen, these guys are in the chat. They know who we are. They just trying to find a hole. They trying to find a place where they could call in and do a gotcha versus Unbiased Ron and whoever else calls in. Tiger and all the other supporters, same day, and the other brother who called in, SLLE44, and the other brother who called in also, he was sharp. They're waiting for a moment where they can get us. I got you, and then they'll call in. I guarantee they'll call in. Then they thought they had me with black. You see, they called in for black. I got you now. Black and African is synonymous or interchangeable, and they took a L. All right, but trust me, they're in the chat watching. Right, they're not doing better numbers than me, so they're in it because of you guys liking the video, and we're in their live feeds because they're also anybody who's typing anybody who created a title FBA ADOS, I'm in their live feed thanks to you guys, and they're watching in the wins. They're not saying anything in the chat. But they are watching, and they're waiting for me to slip up, and they'll call in and try to embarrass me.
No, stop when I'm right. I've only been teaching for 30 years.
What have you been teaching for 30 years, bro? You've been teaching Pan-Africanism for 30 years? That's a waste of time, bro. You wasted your life for 30 years.
You know? Yeah. You can't. You're average continental African. I've had Ghanaian textbooks, modern Ghanaian history textbooks sent to me. They still teach that Europeans came and civilized them. They still learn that in school.
Maybe that's true. Like, why are you laughing? Like, maybe there's some truth to that. Like, why is that so far-fetched?
I believe, Baba. I mean, you go over to Ghana.
Yeah.
You go over to Ghana.
He's Baba.
You know.
Now he's been teaching for 30 years, but we don't hear any intelligence coming from him. Nothing deep.
We thank Colonel John such and such for coming and bringing us Jesus and teaching us how to eat with a fork and shit. All that stuff is still in the textbook. They learn that today. When we talk to our students in Africa, they don't know nothing about themselves.
Told you how to eat.
Damn. And they got nerve to say we don't know about ourselves. You hear that? This is a Baba who teaches the Africans, whatever that means. Like, there's no such thing as an African, by the way. Everybody every person is from a ethnic group. That means they have an ethnic identifier. So when they say African, I don't even know what that is anymore. Like, bro, just we're in Africa, man. 54 countries. Which one?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
They don't know nothing about themselves.
That's
the only African is us. I'm sorry, according to them, listen, according to their religious doctrine according to the religion doctrine of Pan-Africanism, the only African are Foundation Black Americans. There's no other African. Everybody else is from a ethnic group, Nigeria, Ethiopia. Think about it, family. Every last one of them have a exclusive name. Nigerian, Eritrean, Somalian, Senegalese, Zimbabwean, South African. They have exclusive terms. They make these Pan-Africans, they make Foundation Black Americans the only Africans. They do that. We're the only Africans according to their doctrine.
On the continent, their parents be like, they don't learn any of this in school. Thank you, Baba. We have no idea. I'm teaching ancient Ghana, the original one. Why God do? And they don't know about that.
No, they don't want to, bro.
And Baba, Baba, when I went over to, schools in Cameroon, schools in Ghana, man, and they're bilingual schools, they're not even teaching those students their indigenous languages or the language of their ethnicity.
They ain't trying to learn that bullshit. They trying to learn English.
Teach them, they learn English and they learn either like French, so they don't even teach their own language. Like you said, they don't know their history. When I was in Ghana and I asked the students, I said, how many of you are aware of the African origins of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics? And everybody's hand was down, So like you said,
there are, okay, hold on. Say that one more time. One more time, sister.
When I was in Ghana and I asked the students, I said, how many of you are aware of the African origins of science, technology, engineering?
There is no African origins of science. Okay? There are no, and when you say science, we're talking about the three major fields. We're talking about biology, chemistry, and physics. Okay? There are no major information about that in Africa. They know shit about physics. They know shit about chemistry. They know nothing about biology. Please challenge me, folks. Please call in and challenge me. They were clueless to that. The Greeks brought that. The Greeks didn't get that from the Egyptians. The Egyptians didn't know either. Okay, the Egyptians knew about math and technology and everything else, angles and geometry, but science was invisible, you dig? Non-existent in Africa. Please, somebody call in and challenge me on that. Please challenge me on that.
Mathematics, and everybody's hand was down. So like you said,
because ain't no goddamn science in Ghana or any country in Africa, no origins at that.
They don't even know their own, their own history. They don't know the achievements that happened on the continent. They have no clue.
Because you guys romanticized. They were not learning science. They did not. There was no class for physics, chemistry or biology in Africa, nowhere. Not until late. Way after, we got that way before them. Look at George Washington Carver. You dig? So we were doing that way before them, all right? And we mastered it. These folks were just doing serendipity. Look up serendipity. Yeah, that's a science term. It's a scientific term. These guys were doing serendipity.
Clue, Baba. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no clue.
And yeah,
and we got to be careful.
They were finding out things through serendipity.
On our side, that we don't cut.
Oh, let me read the chat real fast. If I got any challenges, hold on. Let me read this chat. If I got any challenges, click that goddamn link. Okay. I made a bold statement. I said they were not learning no science in Africa. Physics, chemistry, and biology. Okay? Please, if I'm wrong, somebody educate me on that. But they all want to live in a Western country while they crave about YM. Yo, why do y'all delete third class America comment? I don't see that as offensive. Maybe I'm not really focused. So just ask them. So when somebody make a comment you think is controversial, just ask them. Third world, are you FBA of the lineage? Can you tie your lineage back to slavery or not? Bro, it's real simple. If you can't, no problem. You can still chat. You just won't get a lynch. You won't get a wrench, a lineage wrench. I hate when I compose the two. You won't get a lineage wrench. The wrenches are for people of the lineage that could trace their lineage back to slavery. So third world, if you could trade your lineage, whatever your name is, back to slavery, you get a lineage wrench. If not, you just keep talking as is. All right. So science just means now is no. I know what you're trying to say. No. Science. You talking about the etymology. You talking about the etymology to know. I know you quoting Dr. Khalid Muhammad. No, there's three major branches of science. That's biology, chemistry, and physics. All right. So call in. Click the link. Click the link. Okay. Maybe you might learn something today about science that's non-existent. That was always non-existent in all of Africa, even with the Egyptians. Okay. Because this is something I'm well versed on, by the way. So, when I talk about something, I'm obsessed with research. I really look in and out, and I've been debating this versus these same people, these same folks. I convinced them. Okay, these folks right here were where they at? These folks right here were stuck on him specifically. We had private phone conversations. He don't believe that shit. Okay, but he ain't gonna correct her. But he don't believe that. All right. So so anybody who believes that, you need to click the link and pick my brain. Burn this brass. Okay, that's why they didn't raise their hand, because none of them actually learned science. That's just what it is. Matter of fact, that should be over here. Okay, cool. All right. Any, you always tell me to call in and work, bro. It might be a good thing I say that when you're at work, because you're gonna get this work. When you're off, you're gonna get this work. Okay, because you're not gonna get past nothing. All right, and you might not be that fluent on science yourself, and it's okay. I'm gonna bring you straight to chemistry, bro. All right, so before you call in, go read your notes on chemistry. Okay, look at the periodic element chart and look at some things there. Look at helium. Look at bro. Study atomic mass, atomic number. You dig? Study sig figs. Okay. Study beta decay. Study beta decay. Okay. I'm telling you, man, you're going to embarrass yourself. All right. Here we go. All right. You're going to embarrass yourself.
Cut our roots off. Too short.
Study what's beta decay, and I got electron capture. I think that's what it's called. Electron capture. Hey, bro. Tell you, man, I'm a cook. I'm a freestyle off my best recollection. I won't even research or brush up on nothing in chemistry. I'm gonna cook you on the fly. And nobody from Africa learned none of that shit. They know nothing about beta decay. They know nothing about electron capture. They know nothing about sig figs. They know nothing about atomic mass, atomic numbers, the element chart. They know nothing about none of that shit. They learned that stuff from Americans and other Europeans and maybe some Arabs.
in our pride, in because we are a unique.
That's an easy dub for me.
People. You know, my wife did her DNA and it came back
chemical reactions, none of that
different tribes. Right,
EMC squared. That's all chemistry.
That's something that makes us unique because many of us here are a combination
Moles,
of different bloodlines.
We are.
You know what I'm saying? Which puts us in a unique position to call for global unity because we have global unity in our DNA. Right.
The 4 stages.
But at the same time, as we embrace being so-called African Americans or Black Americans, we don't want to cut off our roots as if our history began here. Because our history.
They don't know why matter can't be destroyed in a chemical reaction or chemical experiment. Neither do you. You're digging, and trust me, Googling it ain't gonna work, yo. This is real. You ain't gonna Google. If you could just Google chemistry, bro, then everybody would just be a chemist. Everybody, they would pass chemistry in school. This ain't something you just could Google and know about it, bro.
Does not begin here.
No,
right? You know, and I know there's those out there. Brother called me the other day. You know, you called me a black man, and it made me cringe because I know my bloodline. We was never enslaved here, and
there you go. That's how they feel.
That's fine, brother. You maybe didn't come over on the boat. You know what I'm saying? But you melanated. You know what I'm saying? Your bloodline is still going to jump off this continent and head across the Atlantic.
Okay, what about Indians and Mexicans are melanated? What does that mean? I mean, I was dark as fuck. What does that mean? You're melanin. See, like they're stuck on colorism. So we talk about colorism. It's these folks that's stuck on colorism. Oh, you're melanated. Yeah, but Mariah Carey isn't so melanated. Prince wasn't so melanated. So what's up with them? So is there a hierarchy or people being melanated? Like, what tier, what class is Prince? Is he 4th class? Is Wesley Snipes 1st class? Like, come on, like, you're melanated. Yeah, but some people got more melanin than other folks, way more. So now what? Now what? Some people, what about albinos, bro? What about Blake Griffin? This is a stupid angle to take when you're talking about relevant talking points, man. It's goofy. This is Pan-Africanist bullshit.
At some point, right? And so we have to be careful that we don't, in our thirst to be more than something we've taught is less.
Right.
Like a lot of times we say, we're not just black. You're acting like when you find out you are more, you got an upgrade. When you find out you're indigenous, you got an upgrade. Why is it an upgrade? What is wrong with being of African descent?
Yo, nothing. But I would love for you to call in my show, my boy. I will. This dude, this Baba will never call in. She'll call in, and the other dude did call in. This Baba will never call in. I'm telling you, he would never call in. He would never call in. Because I'm a stripper from Baba. I'm going to show how much he does not know. I'm going to take his Baba status from him. He'll never call in.
Right? And we have to stop looking for upgrades and recognize that you're already precious the way you are. Whatever you are, it's divine.
This is wisdom from Pan-Africanism.
Let's stop searching for identity with the mindset that I need an upgrade from what I already am. If that makes sense, right?
No, it makes perfect sense, Robert.
It makes no sense to me. That was nothing.
That argument.
A 12-year-old can say that.
It's really an argument of out of ego, not out of knowledge. It's just out of ego. Instinctively, I gotta defend myself. But when you're away from that argument, what are you doing to affirm yourself?
That's right.
So that's how I judge it.
No, you're right, Baba. You're right. Hold on. I want to show something.
Yeah, Baba always right. Baba's never wrong.
Pull up something real quick.
Baba got the word of God in his mouth.
They say pull up. So I want to go back to Sheik Anti-Joke, right, really quickly, because Brother Ankh and I, we were having this conversation, and I was telling him when I went over to the British Museum that they separate Africa. So when they say Africa, they separate Egypt from Africa. So even though, like you said, in the Met Museum, there's an exhibit where they honor.
Nobody separates Egypt from Africa. Egypt is in North Africa. Only people like Nick Fuentes, okay? And Candace Owens checked him on that, and he conceded. Yeah, I mean, he has to. Egypt is in Africa. It's in North Africa, so it's still Africa. All right, so I'm good with this Sheikh guy because we already know Egypt. We don't want to argue stupid shit. Yeah, Egypt is in Africa.
right?
Only
and
a
I
white
remember calling
supremacist would
Unc,
deny
like,
that.
I was like, Unc, I said, I'm over here at the British Museum. I think I either called you there or when I got back. And I
just get past this. Let's get to some tea.
Americas in room 20.
I'm going. Let's get past. I ain't doing none of this romanticism about Egypt. Let's get to
the young folks will be like, y'all capping. Now this is me right outside the British Museum.
The title is called African Diaspora
right
War. So let's talk about that.
Brother Unc, I had
an
want
to talk about no Egypt.
To see the Rosetta Stone, you know. So I took that picture, you know, with my actual, you know, with my phone. And then it was so packed in there, Brother Unc, that I couldn't take a picture in front of the Rosetta Stone.
All right, okay.
So you see how
let's get to tea.
saw with my own eyes, and I even said something to the tour guide.
Let's get to tea.
Change that out, man. People are very, very resistant to that. So we was very resistant to it. They made it illegal to practice our own thing, right? So that's one item, right? The way we cook, the way we add spices to foods, the way we do things, right? We bring fried chicken and all that. You can find that in West Africa.
My God. Oh my God. You can find it in West Africa. So what? We prepare dishes. We don't use those spices for bushmeat, my boy. Okay? So what? God damn. If you use salt was used in West Africa 90,000 years ago, so you're African, like, or you're copying. Like, dude, shut up. Salt is a regular mineral like anything else. Yeah, nobody owns minerals. Come on, man.
For what, 400 or 500 years to form, to say that, you know, they're without culture is bananas. Like, what do you think we're practicing? You think we're practicing European culture, or you think we're practicing Asian culture? Like, what do you think? You know? And I'm thinking about Dr. Amos Wilson right now. He defines African American or Black American culture in his book Blueprint for Black Power. He said it's really an amalgamation, he said, of African culture, right, mixed right along with, he said,
just move on. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Nothing about our culture is African. Okay, nothing. Definitely not consciously and directly. Nothing about our culture is African. Okay, let's just move on.
Dr. Dennis Asar Wink.
If Dr. Amos said that, he's wrong.
He literally was just having this conversation, I think yesterday or the day before. He was talking about this whole idea that people within the diaspora think that we don't have any culture. But Brother Unc, and I remember calling.
Yeah, but why would they think that? So you don't. So now Baba said FBAs are dealing with self-hatred. So for these guys to make up some bullshit like that, to say we don't have culture, that's not hatred. See, they only direct the hatred towards us. Like, we're the only hateful Black ethnic group. Everybody else that's melanated or got some melanin, it's an excuse for their hatred. So to say we don't have culture, what provoked that? Why is that even an argument? Why are we even defending ourselves? What made them say that? And guess what? It's not just the diasporan Africans. It's also continental Africans. So by the way, family, if you don't know right now, I took the word Black back. I made Black exclusive back to us. I'm no longer calling people from diaspora or the continent of Africa Black. They want to be African, they're African. So you got African Jamaicans, African Haitians, African St. Croix and Bohemians, whatever else, African Nigerians, y'all all African. Okay, cool. You want to be African, you're African. You ain't Black.
Calling you on the telephone because I'm reading this book by Dr. Gwendolyn on African ethnicities in the Americas.
Oh, shit. African. Ain't no African ethnicity. Let's just move on. Ain't no African. Listen, I know you too, Doctor. You can call in yourself, okay? You have an open invitation to call in as well, okay? As you can see, we do good numbers over here. So your message will get out. You know, the range is way wider. Get your shit off over here, but it will be some pushback. And all they do is agree with me, by the way. When they actually come over here, they all agree. Like, all this Africa. They don't even, Brother Reggie, when he called in like 4 times. Even he was like cautious with his wordplay, and it's like they don't have all this Pan-Africanist pride when they call in. Like, they do be humble.
Selling out, man. Polo taking advantage of African Americans, man. They taking advantage of it. I don't mean like taking, but actually doing what we should be doing. So all African Americans don't just dress one way. You feel me? Some of us grew up wearing polo.
Which one over here?
Some of us grew up wearing Timberland, Ocean Pacific, right? Going to American Eagle. That's why I shopped at. I shopped at American Eagle. I wore the cardigan sweaters. I wore the eyeglasses.
Yeah, what are we talking about right now?
Did not stop in Africa. And I think I said this earlier in the broadcast, right? When people migrate, when people move, they take their culture with them, i.e., they take their worldview, their beliefs, their values, right? Their practices, and they may have to even modify their practices because the environment changed. You know, so for example, some brothers, the way that us over here, the way we practice Ifa, right? For some brothers and sisters who subscribe to Ifa, it's not the same way they practice Ifa in Nigeria. I think some of the nuts that they use is totally different because they don't grow it over here. I mean, you get what I'm saying, family? So I just want to say that African culture, it did not stop in Africa. As we moved, so did the culture. And the culture expressed itself differently in different contexts.
Hey, yo, African culture is not here at all. It's not expressing itself differently. This is the chat talking about. What the chat talking about? American Dream. Ryan, what about the medicine from... No, I agree. No, American Dream, you won't get me there. Okay? I believe that they had good medicine in Egypt. Okay? But you won't get me there, brother. American Dream, trust me, man. I had the same folks who talking right now. We had these discussions. On Unbiased Ryan, go through my archives, bro. We had these discussions. Matter of fact, go to FBA Defensive Unit. You're going to catch more there. Brother, American Dream, you are talking about something. You're in a lane that you're going to flop in versus me. If you think you're dead over here with FBA, you're worse when it comes to science and Egypt and Africa, bro. We had long, drawn-out debates, hours and 8 hours of lies, bro. So, bro, trust me, man. I know about the medicine. I know about more things in Egypt than you, okay, when it comes to their technology. And again, brother, I said a term. I said serendipity. So before you ever ask me a question about Egypt and what they got going on over there, you need to look up serendipity. I'm saying that they were doing things based on serendipity. So Mukmuk gave you a heads up. Mukmuk says science in general means to know. And what Mukmuk didn't add there is to know beforehand. So before I apply this cream on this wound, before I give you a shot, we already know what to expect, you see? So science is to know before application. So when I say they was practicing serendipity, they didn't know in advance that the result would bring about something. They were winging it, brother. They were guessing and hoping something, one of these things, eventually be it. So Velcro, by the way, Velcro is something we use today, but that was produced serendipitously. Okay, it wasn't intended to be Velcro like it is today. Velcro is something that was that came about through serendipity. So listen, you're not ready. And nobody in the chat really is ready for this. Unless you agree with me, you're not ready to have this conversation about science in Africa and Egypt. You're not ready, bro. We'll cook the shit out of you, right? I'm an obsessive researcher, bro. While y'all watching TV and all that shit, bro, I'm reading and writing and watching. Okay, so just don't underestimate me. When I say something, bro, I think I can stand 10 toes on it.
Text. That's all. So I just
let me read the chat. What chat talking about? Yeah. So man, just be Killmonger, my hero. We are our own people with our own culture. You can't say we don't have culture, then spin the block because we became influential, right? 420 Alien Age says, so why there isn't no tribes in Africa that's on top like FBA? You'll never find that. Will Yeshram, peace to you, bro. We be one. These people are fraternity and sorority HBCU at play. Interesting. I can't help it. Pangufai says Maxwell Jenkins. Lorraine says, okay, Fufu girl. You dig? And we got Leonard in the building. Leonard, peace to you. We got Bernice Brass in the building. So the chat is litty, even on a late hour like this. You dig? So I understand that everybody's not going to be available early in the morning. So I try to do an early morning live and an evening live, starting at 7:30. This was about 8 o'clock. I get it. So my evening lives are never that long, but because my mom's visiting, she could entertain my son a little longer. So I might be able to go live for another hour. We'll see. We'll see before she gets tired.
To put that out there. A lot of us think that, you know, African culture is just practiced on the continent, brother Unc.
It is.
And it wasn't. It ain't in America. That's not accurate. We took our
okay, well, I don't know where it's practiced at, but it's not in America.
Culture wherever we went. And that's what humans do. It's not just, you know, what I'm saying does not just apply to African people. That's human beings, period. You know what I mean? Let me say something and I'll land my plane. I remember when I went to Ghana, the first time I went to Ghana was in 2019. I'm not mentioning the name, brother Ong. I don't even want to say no names. Who I went with.
So everybody hate Africa, but I'm sorry, no. Everybody hate Tariq Nasheed, but they use his talking point. Now we know Tariq Nasheed made. I mean, let's just be real. He made land your plane popping. Whoever's saying land your plane got it from Tariq Nasheed. All right, but they hate him so much. He's so influential. He said land your plane. Now we all say it. Show me somebody saying it before him who was influential. Don't show me a nobody. Show me somebody with great influence who was saying land your plane before Tariq Nasheed in black spaces. Don't show me white spaces, Asian spaces, black spaces. Go ahead, and then I will concede that point.
You know who I went with in 2019. And you're the one who told me to go with him. You told me to go with him. But I went with the brother.
Talking about Bomani?
Oh my gosh. Let me put you out. Let me put you in the backstage. I just said I'm not gonna say his name. You talking about, because I don't want nobody from this platform to roll over there. South Carolina, particularly Charleston, seem very similar. Why?
Okay. Wait. Let's back up. Because folks, you said South Carolina, Charleston. I just left South Carolina. And I was in North Charleston, so let's see what you're saying.
You had Jamaica, Barbados, because of their skills. They took a lot of them, the Gold Coast Africans, because of their skills. They took them to Jamaica, which was at one point a huge transshipment area, right? So you had different parts. You know, you had four islands actually, brother Aunt. You had Jamaica, Barbados. Saint Dominique, which I think they call it Haiti. I think that's what Haiti used to be called. And then you had Saint Martinique. Those were.
Hey, yo, what are Barbadians? Are they called Barbadians? People from Barbados. What are they called?
4 transshipment areas that were huge, you know, over here in this hemisphere. But I say all that and just sharing that story with you just to demonstrate how your culture goes with you.
Peace to the family, you dig?
You see what I'm saying? Even brother Aunt, there were brothers and sisters from Barbados who said that the culture in South Carolina, particularly Charleston, seemed very similar. Why? They brought a lot of Africans from Barbados. They shipped them to South Carolina. I mean, you get what I'm saying, brother Aunt, and you take your culture with you. Brother Aunt, did you want to jump in?
I mean, what else you gonna do? you're gonna make do with what you got, and you're gonna form a culture that's gonna help you survive.
Shit, man.
So to say the African Americans don't got culture, that's a bunch of haters, man. Man, we've incorporated a lot of things, and this is important.
Yeah, but to say we got African culture is like you just much of a hater.
Important to recognize that. So I'm not gonna let.
So on the left screen, you see with the white supremacist uniform, the Cash App is there for those who want to donate and support the channel. You did, because people are supporting, and that's why I'm able to sacrifice my time and come live often. Believe me, if people were not supporting, I will financially support. I wouldn't be as live as much as I am. But because people are financially supporting me, you did, because time is you know I can be doing a lot of stuff. So I try to bring great. I don't just like go live with stupid shit either. I try to bring you great content, unique content, and you dig, and my thumbnails is clever and unique. They're mine, most of them. So yeah, so again, those financial contributions go to that. By the way, this says premium. That means no commercials. So when people donate and send something, yeah, you're definitely helping that. And by the way, my ChatGPT subscription is paid. All right, I have a paid subscription. This ain't free. This is paid. That and my thumbnails, that's Photoshop. That's you can't buy Photoshop. It's licensed. So when people donate and, show support, Cash App, Super Chat, that is going to services, okay? Make no mistake, that's going to services. Zoom ain't free, by the way, okay? So definitely that helps out a lot. And then a little extra money left over, you dig? Get maybe some coffee or something to eat. All right? So just want to let you know that your donations and Super Chats are definitely being used in a righteous, real way. It ain't going to drugs or alcohol or no. If I buy alcohol, that's for my money, okay? But donation, Super Chat, that's going to services first and foremost. And anything left over is going to go to food for sure.
A European tell me I don't have a culture, okay? I'm not going to tell a person from the continent of Africa, continental African, nor diaspora Africa, that I don't have a culture. That's nonsense, man. And the thing about it is, we're actually a fresh remix. You know what I'm saying? Like, our thing is fresh, right? Remember, they erased us. You got to notice they erased us. And the things that came out of us is the things that just, you know what I'm saying, that just came out of us because they disconnected us from our root. We don't know what tribe or clan we came from. Not even DNA tests can tell you that.
We don't care, bro. We're past that. We became our own ethnic group, our own tribe, our own clan, however you want to name it. We are our own thing. Okay. Nobody's thinking about that at all. Nobody's thinking about, I wonder what clan and tribe we came from. We don't give a damn, bro. They sold us over here. That clan and tribe sold us over here. They didn't want us part of that clan and tribe. You dig? They sold the right. They sold our rights. When they sold us, they sold our rights. When you sell something, right, don't you sell the rights to it? So if you sell a car, don't you sell the rights of ownership? When you sell a cell phone, you sell the rights of ownership. So when they sold us, they sold the rights of ownership. They can't claim ownership. Okay, that's it. They can't claim ownership. We are now, the buyer claims ownership. America bought us. America claims ownership. We're American. You sold us. You can't come back because we got shit lit to say, yo, again, my analogy is that rich cousin. The cousin, like Mike Jones. Now now I'm Mike Jones. Now you want me. You ain't want me before. You did. Biggie Small said something similar. So you can't wait for the rich cousin who's awkward, goofy, lame to make it to the NBA. And all of a sudden, hey, cousin, unbiased Ron, yo, you remember me? No, I don't remember you. You're not my cousin, my man. You sold me. You sold the rights. You sold the rights of relations to me. You dig? You're done. You're not my cousin, my man. That's who we became to Africa. We lit now. Say, hey, that's my rich cousin. Look, you remember me? Come home. Now I am home. Okay, you stay over there, bro.
Right. So we started from the beginning. Okay. Hardships. Like I said before, pressure make diamonds, Doc.
Absolutely.
And that's why I say I think we diamonds went through. Matter of fact, come on, Doc. We was a blueprint for causing continental Africans to go ahead and run Europeans out of that. But they started getting their independence. They was looking at what we did.
Oh yeah,
let's talk about that.
I mean, Steve Biko got his whole concept of black consciousness from looking at the Black Power movement.
Okay, stop. None of those guys are claiming black nothing. Okay, everybody from in the Caribbean and in that continent of Africa, they were calling themselves where they were from, whatever region or country they're from. They were not claiming black. Let's stop. I showed you Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is the first Jamaican. He ain't the first black nothing. He ain't the first African nothing. He's the first Jamaican something. All right, so stop with this. Oh, black, the idea of black. No, they were not calling themselves black until recently. Like 2000, I'm going to say 2014 and when these folks are calling themselves black. And they did that because of reparations, because reparations became a big thing around like 2010, 14-ish type, really 2014, reparations came on the scene, I think via Cobra. And that's when everybody wanted to be black.
You get what I'm saying? And so he got that whole idea of black consciousness, even though people will credit him with the concept of Black consciousness because he penned it, but he got a lot of those ideas from the Black Power movement. So I agree 1,000% with you, Brother Ankh. You know, we influence a lot of things. Brother Ankh, let's open up the lines and get some folks in here.
Yeah,
let me drop the chat because I see y'all in the chat bickering. Man, going back and forth.
Hey, yo, they won't let me on because if they do, listen, if I come on, I don't want other panelists. I want my own segment. Right, because the other panelists is caused confusion, they're chaotic, and they don't really know a lot about the topic. All right, so if I come on somebody's panel, I don't want 10 other folks there. I'm a guest, so like over here, when I invite Revenue, Jamaican Dream, or whoever else, it just be them. I don't invite a whole bunch of people. Just be them. Okay.
I just dropped the link in the chat. Pull up on Brother.
I can't wait to see this bullshit of the link. Okay, so now we got Bajans. Okay, you call them Bajans. Thank you, American Dream. You correct. You gave me the answer I was looking for. So Bajans. Thank you, Maxwell, as well. Yeah, Unc is definitely tripping. FSK, go watch the video with me and Unc. If you think he's tripping now, go watch the video in the archives. It's an uploaded video. It's not in the live. Okay, because the live is called something else. The real live is called African American or FBA, something like that. That's the real live. But I made it where I cut it where it's just me and Unc because he called in later. So just go find the uploaded video with me and Unc. Okay, and you're gonna feel a certain way. So American Dream says so they study medicine but not biology. But he's still trying. American Dream, I'm trying to save you, bro. I'm trying to save you from asking tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, call in. All right. So no more. I'm not giving you nothing else. Okay. Just call in tomorrow morning. I'm going to thoroughly embarrass you. All right. Okay. And then you're going to expose your ignorance of science yourself. See, what happens is you're going to show how dumb you are when it comes to science, biology, chemistry, and physics. You're going to show how dumb you are when we talk about the three major branches of science. Ray says the ancient African tribes and their accomplishments are not a reflection of the modern day at all. You dig? And I don't even know what did the ancient Africans accomplish? I can't educate me. They definitely shouldn't be on YouTube waving their flags of corruption. Exactly. That's the most disrespectful thing. They're fleeing a country. They're coming here as broke ass, burden on society, burden on welfare, asylum seekers, and refugees. And they got nerves. That means they're fleeing for their country. They hate their country. They fleeing from it. They have the nerve to get themselves straight here and then start through welfare and then start waving their country flag. That's like the most disrespect. All right. Hey, Big Head, Killmonger says. So we got Jay. What did Jay say? Wait. I see Jay Shander was hey Jay, the link of the Zoom meeting is at the top. Okay, so what did Jay say though? White power. Oh, all right, never mind. Okay, no. They say white power, you gotta block them. No, they don't time out. Anybody say white power, you gotta hide them. You got permission. Oh, you did good. Thank you. Kia Harris says, get on Ron. Yeah, exactly. Ron's Reaper Media, salute to you. Jake Tyne, hey man, salute to you. Who else is in the building? Same day, peace. I just pissed a beer off. He told me that. See, now I didn't want you to do that. I didn't want you to like be banned. I want you to like slip in, like plant seeds. Okay, I want you to plant seeds, like have them think about something. I didn't want you to get kicked off the show because now it's like Lorraine Morrow says these are the enemies that's in Camp Pan-Fufu. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Ray says, Will Chiron said they didn't sell anything. Ray says those Indians think they are above FBA. Yeah, 100%. Everybody does, by the way. Everybody. Trump said, Ray said, Trump said, just because you're born here doesn't make you a citizen. Now everyone hates FBA. Exactly. Because now our talking point has been repeated by the active current president. Lord Maul says, fleeing their homelands like thieves in the night, 100%. Muck says, or he responded. Okay, so now let's continue this Pan-Africanist talk. Now, I know this brother, I got respect for him. I know this is Dr. Mayat. I got respect for her. They know what I do. Unc called in one time, never again. Now I see Unc on panels where he was talking only like 5 people watching, but he won't come over here where we got 75 people watching at 9 o'clock, and we got over 100 and something during the morning. But he won't come over here and talk about things. He'll go to spaces where nobody's going to hear him. 5, 10 people watching. Okay, Dr. Maya too. Okay, this extends to you too. Come over here. The name of the channel is FBA News and Updates. Let's talk about exactly what you're talking about. But come over here and let's extend the conversation. It could be both of y'all and Baba. Okay, it'll just be me. I want Baba, I want Dr. Maya, and I want Unc West all at the same time. Okay, all at the same time. And I want them to, I'm going to tell them, I believe Pan-Africanism was the origins of white supremacists. Right. Okay. White supremacy by white supremacists. Okay. I will tell them that. And I want them to quiz me and challenge me and put me in a hot seat. Okay. I know none of them know more history about me, about Pan-Africanism in this country. I know they don't. Okay. Because they romanticize shit. They don't really go to the depths of, because when you research stuff, it's going to be the ugly and the good. The good, the bad, and ugly. They only want to read the good. Okay. So I had to expose Dr. Now he ain't a doctor, but I had to expose John Henry Clark to Kwame. I hurt his feelings. Kwame was hurt that his elder was a liar and plagiarizer. All right? He was mad as hell. So David Israel said, I just came across this channel and you are correct. Thank you, David Israel. Let me give you a lineage wrench, my brother. And yes, the super chat does work. My name is Unbiased Ron, okay? Unbiased with an ED, unbiased, right? And Ron, R-O-N, that's the cash at $. If y'all want to support financially. If not, just like the video. Wait, matter of fact, what the likes looking like? It say 3 right there, but what is it looking like right now? We can all see it together. Let's see the likes together. The likes together, let's see it all together. All right, now we good. Okay, we good. We 5 off. Now let me just let you know who's watching. So right here, there's 75 people watching. We got 70 likes. That's actually good because I didn't even have to tell y'all. That's actually, I ain't gonna lie, that's actually good. But for those who came in that didn't like the video, thank you. We got George Trusty, long time, brother. He said John Henry Clark said we have no allies. Okay, yeah. So John Henry Clark, I can't rock with nobody who's a liar, who admits they alter history. Okay, so John Henry Clark admitted that he alters history to favor black people. Okay, listen, don't do us no favors. Just tell the truth. Don't make us look better than when we are. Don't romanticize us. Don't romanticize the SBAs. That don't do us no good because the white supremacists is gonna cook us. Right? You lying and shit. So just be honest, man. We don't want lying for us. We don't want lying against us. Just be honest. Just be honest. Tiger, peace to you. He says, peace and protection upon FBA News and Updates, upon my fellow mods, and upon the supporters of the channel in the chat. So Tiger, if you don't know who Tiger Crane Shakir is, he is the guy who was with me when I spoke to Chaotic Truth. So a lot of people was asking, so Tiger, a lot of people was asking, who were you? Because they felt like you did a great job. They felt you articulated your points. You dropped some gems. So people were asking, who is that Tiger guy? But that's him right there in the chat. That's Tiger, wait, I lost his name. Tiger Crane something. Tiger Crane, where you at? I can't see. Tiger Crane Shakir. Tiger Crane Shakir. That's him right there. All right. So for those who's asking, that was him that was with me when we cooked on Chaotic Truth. I got him one way, he got him the other way. Okay? It was like a lion. You running from a lion, running to a bear. All right, so let's get back to Pan-Africanism and their lives.
Share your thoughts. Y'all going back and forth. I see the M word being tossed around, brother Ankh. They are they in the chat going in.
Told you this one of them conversations.
Yeah, they in the chat going in, man.
All right, so let them
right here, boy.
Clear thinking. Hit the link. I don't know. You said you wanted to come on. Click the link. Hot spot
in New York. I gravitated towards it quick because I seen how these other people treated us and talk about us and stuff. And I remember in high school, we couldn't even get these people to even use the word black. They used to be like, I'm not y'all.
Right.
I'm this. I'm Trinidadian. I'm Jamaican. I'm Nigerian. I ain't y'all.
We ain't gonna lie now to the
and now, honestly, I didn't really start seeing these people really accept the word black until Hidden Colors came out.
I'm gonna say 2014.
But
wait. When did Hidden Colors come out? I need to know. I gotta find out. When did Hidden Colors? I gotta know. Okay, so this is 2011. So I'm saying 2014. He says 2011. That's kind of 3 years off, 3 years apart, I should say.
It's something that's cool though. I got a few Jamaican homeboys, like the one that's on people that's on code with us. Cool, but if they not,
and
and I treat FBA people that ain't.
So you got Uncle West saying on code with what? Like these guys are just haters of FBAs, man. But they love Pan-Africanism.
On code the same way, just because you
exactly
person, I don't mean you just.
So Dr. Mayat knew what on code was, but Uncle West needed clarification what on code is. Like, dude, come on, man.
Cool automatically because we got coons too.
That's right. Exactly, brother. So, and brother, let me ask you a question because I've been.
Wait. Before you do that, let me share this link to my Facebook. By the way, just a second, okay. I want to show my Facebook. I got private messages, and I want folks say, yo, why you show my private message to you about I need to borrow $1,000, whatever. Okay. All right, so let me give my man the link. The man gonna want to know what's goody. Let me give him the link. I mean, the link to watch, not to call in. Because he at work for sure. Okay, so I just sent the link to him. All right, let's go.
Hearing about boycotting African businesses. Have you gotten a whiff of that in New York?
Okay, now she's capping. She knows exactly all about it.
People are saying that we need to boycott.
We're not on that, bro. We're not really on it.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it. Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, he said we're not really on that. You speak for yourself, my boy. I'm a permanent 100% boycott of all African business. What are you talking about?
To me, that's really more of an internet talking thing. We're not really on that.
Oh, no, we definitely are on that. That's why they crying and complaining on the internet. So you see, this guy is flaky. See, like, we can't respect flaky folks. Lineage and ethnicity over race. Culture is created through the environment that you're in. Africans didn't bring it. Our culture was created through our unique experiences, environment, and willingness to thrive against all odds. I like that. See, folks are representing. This guy came on here flaking.
Okay.
Like he was afraid to address her pushback.
Hey, brother. All right, brother.
So vitamins, Africans, and stuff like that. I'm not.
What did you say? He said he was FBA. You said he was FBA?
Who, me?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, and it's not a group. A lot of people like spreading this group.
No, it is a group. It's an ethnic group, and so is Nigerians and Fulani and Igbo and Piss Pot and Dookie Bowl. All of them are ethnic groups too.
It's not no group or organization. It's just another word for African American. That's all it is.
No, it's not. Ain't another African American is a made up word. We didn't embrace that at all, my boy. See, come on, man. Like these cherry pick folks coming on the panel. Like, come
on. So African Americans is a group, though.
No, I'm saying like people trying to call it like a group.
Look. He swear he dropping science. Unc knows when he came over here, he bounced pretty fast. He knows he'll never come over here and sit for an hour and two and talk about the same topic. He tried. He's one of those let me finish guys. He ain't never finished. Let me finish. I ain't finished yet. Like, dude, stop.
Like it's a group, like it's an organization. It's something you join. No, it's not something you join.
It is though. Tariq is the leader.
Okay, so now we already talked about that, right? Me and Unc talked about that. He's a leader of who? But just because a coon like Unc says he's the leader, don't make him a leader. Just because a tether says it or white supremacy don't make it a leader. Like, he's a leader of who? And like show an example. He's a leader. Like give us an example how. Let's speak about me, unbiased Ron. Give me an example of how Tariq Nasheed is my leader. Forget about the other 43 million. Let's talk about me. Give me an example of how Tariq Nasheed is my leader. It'll be crickets.
Lord, brother, here we go. Why did Lord, Sister Juju? Here it comes.
No, I'm not trying to say it. I'm saying, so you think that black people was in America, prior to indigenous Africans coming over here?
Now he's making up terms. Okay, so he's mad at FBA because he'll say it's made up by Tariq Nasheed, but he's saying indigenous Africans. That's a made up term, bro. What writing is that? What historical writings talk about indigenous Africans coming over here? He just made that shit up. But then he'll be against what Tariq came up with. It's pure hypocrisy. It's just hatred for us. So FBA, he'll say, hey, Tariq came up with that. But he could say indigenous Africans, and that's okay. That's Unc West's personal term, indigenous Africans. That's nowhere in the writings of nothing.
You said,
I'm not trying to say it. I'm saying, so you think that black people was in America, prior to indigenous Africans coming over?
Okay, brother, what article you read that it said indigenous Africans was over here? He made that shit up. This is some Pan-Africanist voodoo. You dig? That's why, that don't work over here. I already cooked them. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, his history of America, Foundation Black American over his country, nowhere near mine. Okay? And he's a Pan-Africanist, and I got to teach him about Pan-Africanism in America. And all of them, everybody on this panel, I got to teach, even Baba. I got to share with them what Pan-Africanism is and ain't.
Over here?
Even Brother Reggie. Brother Reggie ain't want to come back over here. Because after I fact-checked him, I hit him up, email, like, yo, man, what's up? Oh, I'm busy. Oh, but I see Brother Reggie on a panel of 2 people live viewing. Now, how many folks we got here? We got 80. We got 64. We had 70 early. We got 64 live viewers right now. Right there. You see it. Brother Reggie declined my offer. I offered to pay him $50. He declined my offer at $50 in a way larger audience. And he went and did a show with somebody with 2 live viewers watching.
You said, do I what?
Do you think that the people that was indigenous to America was black people prior to African Americans coming over here from Africa? Or Africans coming from
Africa? No, I'm not really with all of that type of spin.
I told you, really. I told you everybody.
So you disagree with that? I just want to hear you say, I disagree with that.
Yeah, he disagreed with that, dude. That's okay. We keep saying we're not a monolith. See, these Pan-Africans, because they're religious in Pan-Africanism, they keep projecting that on us. Bro, there's 43 million of us. Some of us are Christians, 5%ers, Muslims, Hebrew Israelites, atheists, LGBTQIA+, liberals, conservatives. We're all different shit, bro. Oh, so I want to hear you say you disagree with that. See? Corny ass point.
Okay, yeah, I disagree with that. I'm not one of those that, I'm not. And Tariq is also saying too, he's not one of those that we don't have no African DNA or genetics.
I didn't say that. No. I'm not.
Okay, all right. Let me fast forward this because Unc think he got one. Let me see what the chat talking about here. So George Trust, he said the European came up with word Africanus facts. Pinky Wells says I've been boycotting all immigrant businesses since 1991 when the immigrant PP on a teen girl. Wow, Latasha Harlan in the back for a bottle of juice. She didn't spill. Wow. Mesha, peace. I'm not lying. I'm gonna say it the way Jamaica say it. Not lying. Okay, I'm not lying. These guys decline over here. Yesterday we had 265 live viewers. Right? These guys never get that, and they would decline me to talk about what we talk about. Like they don't talk about this. They talk about Egypt and ancient shit. They're talking about diaspora wars because they see that that's popping. They're watching channels like mine, Afro, Elite Supreme, Red Supreme, and everybody else, and they seeing, wow, look at these numbers. Talking about updated 2025 shit. So now they putting FBA Adolf and Freedman in their titles and Tariq Nasheed in their titles, and they're hoping it pop. Now, right now, I don't have Tariq Nasheed, my Adolf, nothing. I got just Pan-Africanism, a tool, White Supremacy, and I'm still doing better than them. You dig? So it don't matter what we call our shit. We got real supporters, real riders, real lineage folks. So we gonna do 70 to 265 no matter what. We could call it toilet bowl discussion. It's gonna hit. It's gonna hit 70 or better. All right. So it's over for that grift, right, Ray? Muck says Black American Freedmen music sounds nothing like African music and never did. There's no equivalent in Africa to Negro spirituals. Right, come on, man. Lorraine says these young heads don't know SHIT. I agree. Bernice Brass said, didn't the Negro Fiji people come from Africa? Yes, they did. And his sister earlier, she called herself Han Solo, cooked revenue on that. George Church said SBA is made up. All words are made up for. Right, all words, all titles are made up by somebody. Somebody Africanist, like you said, America. It's all made up shit. That's why I asked him. I said, wait, what did I ask him? I said, he said, FBA is made up. I forgot what I cooked revenue on. I asked him about was something made up. I forgot what it was, and he was quiet. Ray says FBA will be here no matter who's in office, right? Kia Harris says same. Will Sharon African is not on the census at all. And George Church says check out my video secrets of Black. Hey, post your link, and if you got a video, if you're a content creator, put your link in the chat and then say check out my video. LL Peace. He says Africans are copying what FBAs are doing. So how does everything come from Africa? Exactly. Like they cosplaying us, but Africa gets the credit. Listen to this foolishness right here.
You can find that it's called a sermon. Also, I think is every time. So
saying I am an African American, and you looked it up, brother. You looked up the definition of African American.
We got the Indian Syrian dude who running for mayor out here.
Let me respond. Hold on.
We out here talking about the African.
Yo, I think they're saying this guy looks like an immigrant who's cosplaying as SBA.
We're not even on that.
And we got a picture of Michael Jordan sneakers on your shirt. I know you definitely not SBA because we don't worship his sneakers. That's some immigrant shit right there.
So, Dr. Mayad, like how I see that.
A lot of these people have the problem with. They have.
Yo, look at all these folks you got here. Look, so we already got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, how the hell is this going to be orderly? How you got 10 people on a panel and they all want to talk about the topic and they all want to have like a one-on-one? This is why I don't do this. I used to do this. I don't do this no more. It's too confusing, too chaotic,
foundational part,
too unorderly.
Because now they can't.
This guy still talking?
Link themselves.
Saying you believe anything. Let me source up. I'm just sourcing up.
Yeah, this dude is so obsessed on Tariq Nasheed personal research, and he tries to paste that on all of us. He tried that with me. It didn't work out for him. Just wait. Family, go watch the video. It's titled, I think, Unc West or Bobby West, whatever, versus me. African American or FBA. That's the title. Yeah, that's the title. So watch it. Watch how he make a fool of himself. All that stuff he does on this channel did not work over here. Cooked them.
Me, I even go further. I think we should be identified as Africans of U.S. America. Because when we just say African America, because African America is really 2 continents. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, African America 2 continents.
But a lot of different. That's why we say that.
Africans of the United States of America. Like this dude said, we should be called African. Yo, what's up with this African stuff, man?
We said Americans, we got African.
Yo, there's no such thing as an African though. Yo, family, according to Pan-Africanist religion and dogma, the only Africans in this world are FBAs. Everybody else is something not African. Haitians, Jamaicans. Who said Bajans? There you go. Thank you. Bajans are Bajans. Okay, St. Croix people are St. Croix people. Nigerians are Nigerians, and you want to peel that onion back. The Igbo, Fulani, and other shit over there, Ogoni people. Then you got Ghanaians. Like, so there's no African. The only African, according to Pan-Africanism, the religion of Pan-Africanism, the only Africans are FBAs. Everybody else are not African. They are called where they're from, the country that they're from, not the continent. They're not called by the continent. They're called, their flags. Where's the African flag, family? Do they wave the African flag, or do they wave the Nigerian, the Eritrean, the Ethiopian, the Somalian flag? Okay, do they wave the South African flag? Do they wave the Zimbabwean flag, the Congo flag, or do they wave the African flag? None of these guys wave an African flag. There's no such thing as it. These guys wave the flag of the country that's named after them. So we are the only Africans. Do you understand that? We're the only Africans, according to their doctrine. Maxwell Jenkins says, what point is he making with showing three? Yeah, I didn't get across that. I skipped that. So he's trying, I know what he's trying to do. He did on my channel. So he's trying to say, Tariq Nasheed says that Aboriginals were here before the white man. It's that garbage. It's the same thing that Sister had solo debated revenue about today. Okay, earlier this afternoon. Same thing. So they don't believe that some of us was here before the white man. That's all he was doing. He was showing videos of Tariq Nasheed saying that we were here before white men. The white people. That's all. That's all. Before settlers, colonizers. Well, settlers. Myron Gaines and Elon Musk are African Americans. Exactly. Baker Boy 3, peace to you, man. He said they probably didn't start out that way, but Pan-Africanism became sellouts. Hey, Baker Boy, listen, the link is there. So some of y'all saying it probably did start off that way. I'm saying you don't know the history of Pan-Africanism. I'm saying the origins of Pan-Africanism did start out with white supremacy. Okay? So I put the link there. I'm vulnerable. I'm saying challenge me on that. Click the link and pick my brain. Unbiased Ron. Why do you say Pan-Africanism, the origins are white supremacy? Why don't y'all pick my brain? Why don't y'all get a quick W real fast? That sounds crazy, right? I'm saying the origins of Pan-Africanism is white supremacy. I'm making a blanket absolute statement. The link is there. Anybody can click the link and get through, and I'm at your mercy. Just question me. See, but you're not, because none of y'all know more about Pan-Africanism than me, especially the origins. So you're not going to do it. And you're gonna click no as though you know what you're talking about. And I'm saying before you, if you think it's not white supremacy, before you select no, call in, click the link, and you'll find out something new first. I might change your mind, and then you say, "Oh wow, okay, I didn't know that." Okay, let me go select yes. 80% is good, but that shit should be that thing should be 100%. To be honest, if y'all knew what I knew. Okay, it's just history. It's just history. I'm gonna tell you where to go. I'm gonna source up. I'm gonna tell you where to go. Where Pan-Africanism, the origins of it is white supremacy, especially the influence of it. It's white supremacy.
I'm saying diaspora all over the Americas, and I think it's a beautiful thing. Overall, that we have, this continuation of, these different Niger Congo cultures coming out of West and Central Africa. They're fabricating into these different, some different elaborate cultures all throughout the Americas. Some different traditions.
See, and this is the hypocrisy. Look, this video was some days ago, right? 867 views. I went live yesterday morning, 6,000 views and getting better. I went live this morning. We're at almost 2,000 views. So we got the numbers, right? So there's no excuse not to call in and build with me. You dig? Who goes live and don't want to be heard? Who want to just be held? Who just want to be heard by 867 people? Wouldn't you rather be heard by 6,000 people? Tap in.
Things that
No, I like that.
I like that. Yeah, because even my queen is from she's from Colombia. She's from Buenaventura.
Oh, there we go. You see, every time they say some anti-FBA shit, we should be called African African, their queen or king, their queen or king is always from a different country. They're not foundational Black American. Every time they say some dumb shit like that, their queen and king is never from America.
And Buenaventura is on the Pacific coast, and it's like, so out of the America's total, Colombia got the fourth biggest Black population in America.
Oh my God! Now they're Black. No, they're Colombian, man. They're just dark. They're not Black. So chat, if you don't know, I'm taking Black back. Black. Oh, why am I taking Black back? This is why. See, come on, man. It's simple shit to me. Black Americans began using the term Black to refer to themselves. Okay, did it say all of the Pan-African or the diaspora? Did it says the diaspora here? It says Black Americans began using the term Black to refer to themselves. Who are themselves? Themselves are Black Americans. This is an exclusive term. Black, not Black man, not Black American, Black. Okay, was exclusive, with increasing frequency during the civil rights movement of the 1960s. This shift away from terms like Negro or color was driven by a desire to embrace a positive racial identity and reject the negative connotations associated with the earlier labels. This movement empowered Black Americans to define their own identity, family. Can y'all read? Can you comprehend? We were calling ourselves the term Black. So we called ourselves the term Black. Why? To define our own identity. Who is the own? The own is Black Americans, okay? This ain't the diaspora or continental Africans. This is simple reading. Simple reading. This is how you comprehend what you read and give it back in your own words. Black Americans use the term Black. Why? To self-identify, okay? To self-define our identity and reclaim our heritage, not African heritage, not diasporan heritage, Black American heritage, leading to the adoption of Black as a term of pride and solidarity. That means, you know what solidarity is? That's exclusive. That's exclusive. For a long time, African Americans were often referred to by terms imposed upon them by others, such as Negro, colored, and African American. That was imposed to us by other coon named Jesse Jackson, which carried negative connotations rooted in slavery and racial discrimination. And watch this. The civil rights movement of the 1960s was a pivotal moment in the shift towards self-identification. Family, are we reading this together? Not global identification, not diaspora identification, not African identification. Self. Who are the self people? The self people are who? Black Americans. See, this is how you practice. This is how you exercise comprehension. All right. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X emphasized Black pride, American pride, and importance of self-determination. Encouraging Black Americans to embrace their heritage, not African heritage, not African diasporan heritage, our own heritage, and define our own identity. So, family, the word Black, when it was used, it was just as exclusive as FBA, ADOS, and Freedmen. It was never inclusive until Stokely Carmichael and a couple other cowards came and hijacked and made it all inclusive. But we're reading the history, historical content, the civil rights movement, rejecting oppression. The term Black was adopted as a way to reject the legacy of oppression and to assert a positive racial identity. Okay. So while Black gained prominence during this period, the term African American also emerged as a way to emphasize cultural heritage and connection to the African content. That's African American. As African American gained further traction in the late 1980s, particularly after Reverend Jesse Jackson promoted its use. Both terms are used today, with some individuals preferring one over the other for various reasons. So, family, the inception of Black was exclusive. It was for us to define our own identity. Aren't we doing that with FBA, Freedmen, and ADOS? This is self-identifying. This is exclusive. This is delineating. When we use the term Black, we were delineating. This was not an all-inclusive term. This was just for us. That's why I say I'm no longer calling non-FBAs black. They are what they are. They're Jamaican, they're Haitian, they're Bajan, they're Bahamian, they're Nigerian, they're Ogoni people, they're Kenyan, they're Zimbabwean, they're South African. That's who they are. We are black. That's something we made up exclusively for us. So I'm no longer calling these folks black. They could be dark, they could be melanated, they could be African, whatever else. That's cool. But black ain't one of those things, all right? And that's why when this was said, watch this. I ain't done. That's why when this was said, look at this. So let's put this in practice, right? I'm saying something, let's put it in practice. Okay, wait. Okay, let's back up. Here you are. Deborah Dickerson. Now, this is Ms. back Dickerson? In 2007, fam. This is before ADOS, before FBA, before a delineation movement, okay? A national, notable delineation, disaggregation movement. Listen.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Is Barack Obama black?
No, he's not, because black was exclusive just for those who can trace their lineage back to slavery. So listen what she's going to say. She's going to say no, and she's going to use the wording lineage. I keep trying to tell these tethers and Pan-Africanists, black was not associated with color. If white folks use it for that reason, fine. But when we use it here in America, it was not about color. It was about an experience. It was, like you said, pride and heritage. We just read it. Nothing about what we read about black was about color.
In the American political context, black means the son of West African, the descendant of West African slaves bought here to labor.
The descendant of slave, DOS. She said DOS.
In the United States. It's not a put down. It's not to say that he hasn't suffered. It's not to say that he doesn't have a glorious lineage of his own.
It doesn't say that he doesn't have a glorious lineage. She understands blackness in America is lineage based. Exclusive. FBAs. But no, I'm not dropping the word black. We came up with it. It's exclusive. It's still exclusive, even though it was co-opted, but we're taking it back. We're making it back exclusive.
It's just to say that he and I, who am descended from West African slaves brought to America, we are not the same.
There you go. That's 2007. All right? So there you go, man. Like, history doesn't lie. Okay, so that's documented. So we were saying they ain't black way back then and before. And matter of fact, I'm going to go earlier. Y'all want to go 1990s? All right. So now let's go 1990s. So that was 2007. All right. Let's go 1990s. All right. Let's see if I can find this one. It's in one of my playlists. It's in one. I'm going to find which playlist. See, where about that. Okay, so I'm going to take you to 1990, where we were saying they're not black. All right. Y'all don't mind, do you? Y'all don't mind buying Ron sourcing up, do you? Okay. Here we are. Here we are. This is light work for me, man. I keep telling you, I don't play when it comes to this. When it comes to research and things like that, sourcing up, I don't play. We were not calling other folks black. Matter of fact, this is 89. God damn. So this is around the time Jesse Jackson implemented African American in 89. So matter of fact, it says it right here. I'm bugging. It says black or African American in 1989. All right. So look, family, listen, man. Oh, I don't want to toot my own horn. Oh my God. 89.
Three panelists debate the topic, staying black or becoming African American.
Look, so we're debating black or, remember, black is exclusive. So we're debating black or becoming African American. Because so this is 89. This is facts that Jesse Jackson implemented African American at this time. So they're saying, hell no, we ain't African American, we're black. And this is a debate.
Presenting the pro.
It is with a great deal of Dr. Abdul Alim Muhammad of the nation.
Dr. Abdul Alim Muhammad of the Nation of who?
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam. I keep telling you guys, Nation of Islam didn't play the African shit at all. All right? They are the ones who inserted black as an experience from slavery. And now look, 89, they're defending their belief that and their fact that only black Americans are black, not African Americans. It's a real debate.
I'm so glad that we are having this opportunity to discuss the issue that has been put on the agenda of whether or not it's time to change from being black into something that is being called African American. I am very happy to see that we have now grown in maturity as a people, that we are actually able to have such a discussion where in fact everyone does not agree with everyone else's view, but we have become such good brothers and sisters of one another that we are able to disagree and yet not become disagreeable. See, to equate African American with terms like Italian American, Polish American, Russian American is to destroy the reality of how we got in this country.
This is 1989. And he's saying things we're saying now, what, almost 40 years later. This is our talking point. This guy, a member, an active member of the Nation of Islam, was saying to call yourself what immigrants call themselves is destroying the history of how we got here. It's eliminating it. You see the date, 10/10, October 10th, 1989, 4/31/33. Down to.
We did not get into America with our nationalities intact. Africa is not a nationality. If you are from Nigeria and you have become a naturalized American citizen and you want to call yourself a Nigerian American, well, you help yourself. But that's not how we got here.
You heard that? And I said, Africa, that's nothing. We're the only Africans according to Pan-Africanism.
We did not pass through Ellis Island. We did not take the course that qualifies you to take a test for citizenship. That's not how we got here.
Hey, anybody, click the link. I want all the smoke tonight. Click the link.
To equate the immigrant that you might have in the Greek American or the Russian American with the so-called African American is a gross distortion of history. We're not no damn immigrants to this country.
So we understood way back then and also in the 1800s, do not call yourself African nothing, because we knew that's low-key calling yourself, not even low-key, you're actually calling yourself an immigrant. And you call yourself that, you're deportable.
We were brought here against our will. We didn't come because we had booked passage on a passenger ship and we were so glad to be here, and this was the land of opportunity and freedom and equality and justice for us, and we were looking to jump into the melting pot.
Like all other immigrants.
That's not our history.
No, sir.
We are those that were kidnapped. And we were brought in chains.
Okay, now, we were kidnapped. See, he didn't say by who. We were kidnapped by Africans. We were not kidnapped by white folks, by the way. So we were kidnapped by, so he didn't specify who, so he's not really wrong. But let me qualify that. We were kidnapped by Africans. This adds revenue. I had to kill him on this on earlier about that.
In the holds of slave ships, and we were kicking and fighting every step of the way. And when we got here, we could not be held down except by the most brutal methods. And even today, when you look and see what is used to hold the black community in check, it is the most ruthless and violent and brutal of methods that are being used today to hold us in check.
I guess he's debating this coon right here, some Pan-Africanist.
So we don't want to rewrite our history. Let me say something else that's going to make you mad. I'm just going to say it and get off of it because
let's do it.
You might not be ready to think about it. But I'm going to put it in your subconscious mind. It's going to come up later.
Plant the seed. Yeah, oh, it did come up later. We're in 2025 and they're dealing with it. Thank you, brother, for planting that seed. It's being watered in 2020. No, actually, it grew in 2025. That plant is now well and alive in 2025.
See, even you are guilty of those of you who are advocating this African, you're guilty yourself of trying to distort your own history.
Hold on. Let's call our names. Who are guilty? These folks right here. And Baba.
You want to pretend like you are the same people that was brought over here 400 years ago.
Yeah, was that a bar or not? You want to pretend like you're the same people that were brought here 400 years ago. Wow, that's a bar. Is he a Baba? Because he's spitting wisdom.
And that nothing happened to you since you've been here. You the same black African now that you were then. That ain't true.
Preach, brother.
I'm reminded of Richard Pryor. He went to Africa. He asked the brothers in Africa, he said, what tribe do you think I'm from?
Listen.
They said, the Italians.
They called Richard Pryor. He said he's from the Italian tribe. They didn't say, welcome home, brother. You're from one of these tribes over here. Italian, the white man.
You want to disguise your own history.
Yes, they do.
You want to pretend that you did not have people who rose up on the plantations in rebellion to slavery, who fought and killed and died to be free, and some of them were only able to run off in the swamps with the Indians, and they set up their own independent kingdoms right here in North America, right down in South America, in the Caribbean islands. It was the black man in league with the red man. They set up armies to fight against the slave master, and in many cases they won, in other cases they were defeated, but they left a legacy of struggle to be free. And
oh, that sounds like something Tariq Nasheed said 40 years later. You see, family, you see, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. So when I lure these clowns over here to talk to me, listen, they're not ready, man. They're not. That's why they don't call in. They're not ready. They don't click the link. Only the clowns. I want your Babas to click the link. I don't want no more revenues. Click the link, Babas. They're not ready. This is 1989. He sounds like Tariq Nasheed 40 years later.
Now you want to forget all about the red man. You want to forget all about.
Yes, they do. Reverend, the whole point. They want to forget all about the red man. You see that?
Him, like your blood and his blood are not intermixed so much that you have really become like one people. I bet if I ask you the question, there's not one of you sitting up here that does not have the blood of the red man flowing in your veins.
Oh, wow. Ain't that some of our talking points that they dismiss? 89, family, 89. This is light years before Cobra, ADOS, FBA. Light years. That was not even a thought. I keep telling you I was the Nation of Islam. I keep saying they were the ones that put black out there and redefine it as an experience. I keep saying the Nation of Islam, the Nation of Islam. And y'all, some of y'all believe me on face value, and some of y'all want to challenge me. And I'm saving y'all for being cooked. I'm saving y'all right now. You're going to call in when you're off from work and get destroyed.
And now you know I'm coming to something else, too, that you don't hardly like to admit.
Go ahead.
You're just as bad as white folks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Look, he said these tethers are just as bad as white folks. We say that? Don't we say that?
Don't like to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you look at yourself in the mirror, brother, you know why you look like you look.
Uh-oh. Why does he look like he looks? He ain't black.
You know that slave master raped your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
You know he went into the black woman and planted his wicked seed in the womb of the black woman. And that's why we're such a spotted up people today. And so when you just want to use this term African American, you're using it as a cover to hide yourself from what actually happened to you because you don't want to face the facts of your own reality.
Is that a bar? I think, matter of fact, hey, man, I think this is super chat worthy right here. That's a bar. It's 89, family. I'm killing all of your haters. All the detractors, all the trolls, all the tethers, all the white supremacists. This video is 1989, family. He sounds exactly like us and Tariq Nasheed 40 years ago.
You're letting the slave master off easy because you're scared to call him a rapist. You're scared to call him a murderer. You're scared to lay on him everything that he did to us to destroy us as a people. But you yourself bear witness to it just in who and what you are.
Right.
So
How
don't
you look.
deny yourself, man.
Ain't nobody gonna look at unbiased Ron and say that's an African. Nobody in their right mind. Let me turn my camera on. A little dark. Nobody in their right mind is gonna look at me and say, "Hey, that's an African." You're gonna say that's a foundation Black American. That's how Americans look.
Yeah, you are some of those people that they might call Black Africans. That's part of your heritage. Ain't no doubt. You also got that red man's blood in you too.
You see? So they want to stop at the African thing. They don't want to acknowledge the red man, and who else they don't want to acknowledge? Brother Abdul Ali Muhammad.
And according to what we've learned, they traced their family history. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said they came here 16,000 years ago from Asia. They're Oriental type people. And you got that slave master's blood in your veins too.
There you go. So how are we one and not the others? Just pure fantasy.
So it means a whole lot of you walking around with European genes.
That's right. But they want to, the Pan-Africanists, these folks don't acknowledge that at all. Everybody on this panel got European genes, and they act like it doesn't exist because, like you said, you're afraid to hold the slave master accountable for his brutal acts, right? These folks are traumatized, and they don't want to deal with the trauma that the slave master caused on our grandmothers, ancestors.
I told you you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, they ain't damn.
And I told you ain't ready to deal with it.
And they ain't ready today either, brother. 40 years later, they're still not ready.
But it's the truth. And so it means that you need to look at what God has produced in you. If we're living in a time of universal trouble and universal confusion and universal revolution, then there is a need for a universal teaching and a universal vision. There's a need for a universal people to rise up out of the earth to become the universal rulers for all people.
Damn.
And there is no other people who qualifies on the face of the earth other than the black man and woman in America.
That's called delineation. That's 1989. We're delineating in 1989. The black man and woman of America, not the diaspora, not Africa, America. He's delineating.
There's you. That's your destiny. And the sooner you are willing to face up to your divine destiny and play your proper role in the evolution of world history, then the sooner we will enjoy a kingdom of peace and happiness and true brotherhood for all men regardless to color,
creed,
class,
nationality,
or national origin.
And was that a bar? Was those bars? All right, now I gotta read the chat on that one. I gotta read the chat. Chat, what's good? What's good? Hold on, my chat ain't showing. Hold on. I know YouTube ain't throw me off for that one. Okay, I gotta give me a second. I'm refreshing the screen. I gotta read the chat on this one. Okay, I gotta read the chat. I gotta respect the chat. Okay, don't worry, it's coming up. So we got okay, so we are overqualified. We can see the world. Hey Hill, I'm gonna throw you a lineage wrench, brother. Just do me, or sister, whichever one you are, just throw me a like for the video. Okay, let me read up. Let's read up. A Hill said we are not the same. Leonard De Yuda got an emoji. We got Bardum, Donnie Williams. We got Jake Time, PCU. Will Yesherin says, you came on a boat. You are an immigrant. Stop playing with me. Exactly. Willingly, by the way. Not even a kata, Donnie says. Leonard De Yuda back in there says, these pan boo-boos are cooked. Yeah, they're done. That's 1989. The census ancestors record doesn't lie. No boat. Leonard De Yuda. They're saying absolutely. Okay, so we have Bruh 45. We were here before the Red Indians. Okay, you will Yesharon said you don't follow religion, but this ain't about religion. Okay, this is about ethnicity. Okay, that's what this is about. This is about facts and dating talking points. Because what they would do is blame Tariq Nasheed and say he's the leader. So now here's my question to Pan-Africanists and tethers. So now is Abdul Alim Muhammad the leader? Because he was 40 years earlier than Yvette Carnell, Dr. Claude Anderson, Tone Talks, and Tariq Nasheed. Is he now the leader? He was delineating way before. Okay, so Muck says I remember this shit. He was cooking. Super facts. George Trusty said I remember Louis Farrakhan was saying that black people are cursed. Now I ain't worried about that. Okay, I ain't worried about this ain't that. I heard you saying George Trusty, but we not doing that today because Mr. Louis Farrakhan he agrees with. Matter of fact, Dr. Ali Muhammad was a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He was given permission to have this debate. Okay, so that means that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, although he's Caribbean, he was against the term African American himself. You dig? So he permitted, he allowed Dr. Abdul Ali Muhammad to defend black over African American. So we got to salute the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for that. He was definitely in control, and he decides who talk and does not talk, and debate does not debate, and he permitted that. Okay, so he's definitely on code. He's been a rider almost all of his life. Okay, Tiger Crane Shakir said 1989. Damn, that was my senior year in high school. Phenomenal. Yeah, hey man, listen, I got some stuff, man. Okay, I got some stuff, and sometimes I release the crackling. I am an American Aboriginal copper colored period. Will Yesharon says Baker Boy says gang. The person talking 89 will sell you out to Arab Muslim. Well, we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about religion. See, you guys gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused. MC Fact 90 likes. Good job. Yes, sir. Downey doubles down. Bardem. Golden Brown. It's always been the same game. We are the ones that are going back to sleep. We must stay awake. Yeah, or we awoken. We awoken. That ain't happening. Okay, yeah, but listen, it ain't about religion. This live says is Pan-Africanism. If it's about religion, it's only the religion of Pan-Africanism. This says, is Pan-Africanism a tool of white supremacy? That's either yes or no. And I got the link there. Anybody can pick my brain on this. I say yes, and I say that with absolute surety. All right? Golden Brown said that's what they want to keep connect. That's why they want to keep connected to Africa, but not America, the land that gave them birth. Exactly. Okay. Who else is out there? 420 Alienate says just because a few people can't separate from white doesn't mean others can't. Right. Straight OG Carl Anderson was speaking his truth. And oh, okay. Well, let me give Straight OG a wrench because that would be news to me, and I'm gonna give him his flowers. So, Straight OG, if you can find something like that Dr. Claude Anderson was standing on, please send that link and I will play it. Will Yesharon said everybody has a claim against this corporation. All right, Will Yesharon, okay, you're going into sovereign citizen territory by saying it's a corporation. All right, be careful. That's not what you want to do. All right. Thatch, Ohio says white female slave masters were having say with we know that. Big OG. Okay, yeah, so if you could find that, play it. Ex-architect is calling. I can't answer the phone because I'm using the same phone as a microphone. I don't have a mic. All my headsets are broken. So if I click over and talk to you, our conversation will be live. All right?
Especially when you speak of Buenaventura or the Pacific Coast.
It looks like I'm going to do a part 2 on this right here because we still got a lot of stuff to cover here. All right. So I want to end this session right here. So I want to cover as much as I might even skim through
areas like Choco, Cali, you know what I'm saying?
He's wilding.
And the Cali Enigma.
Oh, they got George Macon on here. I want to see what he says. Is he going to stand 10 toes or is he going to fold to the pressure of the Pan-Africanists?
How you doing, sister? How everybody doing on the panel?
Peace to you, warrior. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. I mean, as far as this FBA stuff, so Tariq Nasheed said he actually got it from Dr. Claude Anderson, right? The ideal of Black folks being foundational to America, and that's what he came with, foundational Black America, because Dr. Claude Anderson is also somebody who brought up that Black folks were already here as well, and that we are then, the native Black folks, but it's saying that we not all of us came from Africa. So he was one of the first ones to push that ideology, and that's what Tariq.
It's funny. I'm glad the brother bringing that up, because this dude right here, Unc West, like he's not genuine at all, because he never attacks Dr. Claude Anderson for saying the same thing. Like, these guys are just dishonest folks. See, me, it's same energy, same vibes, and I'm the can man. Anybody can get it. Pan-Africanists can, Pan-African can, Tethers can, Dominicans can, some Foundation of Black American coons like Larry Elder can. Anybody can get it with me. I'm the can man. So he's letting Dr. Claude Anderson slide, and he wants to focus all of his resentment and rebuttals for I'm gonna call you in a second, ex-architect. I'm almost done because I ain't gonna finish. I got 15 more minutes. I'm shutting this off at 10:30. All right. So I know you probably want to get on, but it's too late. Okay.
Got it from, and Tariq admits that he got it from him.
Oh yeah. We unpacked that brother on a show about a year ago.
Yeah,
but go ahead, brother. Keep building.
And so what's going on right now with a lot of these FBAs? So like half of y'all acknowledge your African ancestry, but you still hate Africans, and then the other side claims to be. No, well, some of them say that most of them say that they're Native American, right, or indigenous to the Americas. You got some that acknowledge your African ancestry, but then you also have a small fragment of them that claim to be, what do we call it, Black Europeans, right? Unfortunately, I met a brother who calls himself. He said he's from Baltimore, M-O-O-R, Baltimore, right? And he said he descends from the Black Scots that came here.
Oh, that's Callie. My fault. What's up, Callie? How you doing, man?
Good, brother. Good.
I said that sound like okay. He on TikTok, Doc. He over there.
I've been on TikTok, man. I kind of got off of there. You just pure madness over there. Yeah, I just got off of it just like last week because it's just pure madness. Yeah.
TikTok crazy over there, man. TikTok is crazy over there.
It's nuts crazy. Over there.
Try YouTube.
That's where the board is.
I'm just in another space right now, right? So it's kind of me and my boy I Am Trill Will.
Okay.
We kind of engaging more on the politics side, trying to keep black folks informed what's going on, talking about all the craziness with RFK Jr. and stuff like that, and also with the administration is doing all the lunatic executive orders, the crap going on in the courts and everything. But that's what I got away. But just to make a long story short, like I said, the FBA, if you start to ask them, any of them about Black American history, they have no idea what has anybody ever done in our history. They don't know anything. They can't really go past the 1980s, and they don't even know much history about us in the 80s. So they all just kind of parrot Tariq Nasheed, which is why you hear words like, you hear the undermine, right? Tether, hairline, where's your grandma from? Where your granddaddy from? Where your great-grandmother from? Where your great-granddaddy from? Where your great-great-grandmother from? Like, they have all the same talking points. Whether you got the Afro elite dude, the midget, what do you call himself, Black Alpha Network, like all these people, they all parrot Tariq Nasheed. None of them have their own idea. They claim not to be a hate group, but they're xenophobic, moronic, idiotic cooncoat. And they're not bright at all. These people don't read anything. I've had conversations with these people on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They're all the same. They're just all mindless drones and idiots. So I just want to say that.
Move on, bro. We gotta let somebody else get in. Appreciate you,
bro.
Appreciate you, brother Kylie. Appreciate you, brother J.A. Oh, there might be a sister. I think there might be a sister. There was a brother.
Yeah.
J.A., what are your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, so I'd like to back up Gullah Geechee. There's a guy on YouTube, spelled ACE, and there's a YouTube video of him and Quibo or Buenaventura. And if you see down there, man, it was like, I'm talking dark-skinned Black people. I was like, what? In Colombia. So I've seen those videos. On this topic with the FBA things, I have a question. One. So someone comes here from the Caribbean or wherever, right? They have a child. They can't say African American, right? Their children are born here now. How long does it have to go before that child can say they're African American?
You can say it like Doc said. Once you hear next generation, you're gonna be African Americans. But when it comes time to get that check, they done. They ain't gonna get that check.
You always differentiate at that point because that's a historical claim, right? That's what Tariq would push, right?
Slow it down. Listen.
Yeah.
This one you gotta be about business, yo. Yeah, hey man, I love my people, man. I love my people, but that don't mean I'm gonna let my store go broke. Like I can't give it away.
No.
So
no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Let me finish, bro. So what I'm saying is we cut it off when the check comes. That's when we cut it off, when it's business arrangements. Because just like we can sit here and understand what you just said, what you just said was, well, suppose you had a child, came in and had a child, and we agree as African Americans, but that particular African American would not be a descendant of a person that had enslaved ancestry. So that's easy work, bro. Just like we can figure it out, people with the money is not paying them.
But you're arguing a point I'm not making. I agree with you.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is when
do you
time
become
comes,
when do you become
no, forget about that part of it.
Oh,
what
you
I'm
changed it because that's what I was speaking on.
No. What I'm saying is
on that part,
you can say what I'm saying. Anybody could come now and say they're African American. Let's make that assumption, right?
Yeah,
whenever you go to get a check, if the check is based on a lineage, then you have to prove your lineage. You can call yourself an African American, but you have to prove that lineage to get the money. That starts knocking people out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's why we advocate, J.A. That's why we advocate for lineage-based reparations. But go ahead.
And that's fine. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the name at that point doesn't matter because now you have to prove a lineage. So if you can't prove your lineage, then you don't get the check.
Yeah, the name.
No matter what you call yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no matter what you call yourself. He's right. No matter what you call yourself. Right.
Right. So that's all I'm saying. Okay.
That's what he's saying.
We got that because sometimes I hear people arguing about
I get you. No, you're right.
African American versus this versus that, as if the check is already here.
Yeah.
It's already been determined how it's. You know what I mean?
No, I got
it's like you're wasting your time. And then I talk to guys that they're a part of the FBA movement, or they say they're FBA, right? And then they have no political strategy to get there. America is a place, unless America does not become a democracy at some point, right? Which is possible, right?
You say what? What'd you say?
Unless America does, is not a democracy at some point, right? Which is possible. Everybody over the age of 18, regardless of where you're from, as long as you're a citizen, you have a vote. So it's a game of addition. If you ask, I'd bet money, if you ask Caribbeans and Africans and all these people from the diaspora, if Black America should get reparations, I would guarantee you would get the highest numbers of Caribbeans and Africans that would support your position. The lowest numbers would be white American. And in order to have anything in this country pass, you need votes. So you need to start figuring how to add people to your cause to support your position. And but then I talk to people that are in the FBA and they're like, oh, we never got no help from nobody. And I'm like, what are you saying? Even in the civil rights movement, because it's television and it going across the world and the Soviets pushing back against America, look how you treating these people. It caused America to have to make certain moves. You know what I mean? So it's a wonky situation, how people are thinking about it. I think,
Thank you, brother.
I'm with you, brother J.A. Yeah, I'm with you, brother J.A. Thank you so much for coming and weighing in.
Can I bring up one other thing?
No,
it gotta be really quick, J.A. because we getting ready to close out.
The quickest thing I got to say, right, is this.
Do it quick. Jay can't do it quick.
I'm gonna do it quick.
No, you.
There's a doctor named Dr. Bandy Lee, right? And she makes an argument that essentially we're influenced by other people more than we think, essentially, right? And my argument is Donald Trump is one of the main reasons why you see these type of movements popping up. One of my proofs for it, prior to Trump coming down and talking about immigrants in this negative way, making it, normalizing it, right? Tariq Nasheed was talking about 1804 Haiti, going to Africa, talking all this stuff. Even Carnell, which was around since 09, and that movement was kind of there. It's always been there. And then he jumps on that, and then it kind of takes off. But it's still a minority, I believe, but it took off. And I think it's because of the rhetoric from our president,
Okay. Well, thank you so much, brother J.A. The Great Priest King. What are your thoughts, the Great Priest King? What do you think?
Mess it up. Just mess it
up. Peace. Nah, I mean,
just the name, the Priest King.
Well, he called me on the channel, so I know you got some smoke for me. I just want to say I come in peace. First of all, peace to you, peace to Dr. Maya, peace to Juju on the beat. I'll come in peace.
Juju on the beat.
Not Juju on the beat.
But yeah, I wish I wish. The whole purpose of the American Indian movement was not to discredit or to diminish the Pan-African movement. I mean, it became like that because the way the Pan-Africans treated the American Indians and began the way, you still kind of have a condescending attitude toward people who believe and people who know that we were born in America. As far as the FBA thing goes, what I realized, and I can vouch for this, but what I realized is this is a cult of personality. Like I say, people, if the Pan-Africans can respect how we did what we did, y'all could kind of be where we at. But y'all don't want to. Y'all don't respect me.
I know who the who. I need to know who the who is. Who you talking about?
Yeah, I'm about to say
what is it that they don't respect? Let's hear it. You sound like you're scamming us right now.
I'm just saying, they don't respect. They don't respect.
Pan-Africans.
I mean,
what?
I know the Pan-Africans don't respect.
Pan-Africans did what to the Indians?
They don't. First of all, like I said me. The Pan-Africans respect me, and I am the Indian leader. That's serious.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Brother knows.
Unc is not going to save
first before I even put an Indian thing out. Before there was a zero Indian, me and Uncle was supposed to have a debate on was English American Indian language. But that was my brother. I didn't want to kill him.
No, I knew I was going with the bread. If you'd have came with the bread, yo, I'd have beat you half to death. Hands would have been smoking.
But the point is, that was way before anything. And he knew I was coming for war. So that was the thing. I mean, we did what we did, but I'm saying is my point I'm making is the reason why Tariq Nasheed is popping down is because I'm not around. Everybody knows it's a cult of personalities. That's the sad part.
Bro,
everybody's looking at him to bring some type of reparations. If he wasn't talking about doing reparations, nobody would give a rat's about him.
He's not going to bring reparations saying he was already here.
Juju, can I?
That's not how it works.
God damn, I waited patiently. I didn't cut nobody off.
Go ahead, land your plane though. Great priest, land your plane.
We wanted to make sure you was talking about the Indians and not the African Americans. We just want to make sure. But go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Let him finish.
I don't have no smoke for y'all. The problem is personalities. Like I say, Polite is my student. Them niggas stole everything about what we do. That phenom, that's what you gave me. I'm the young phenom. You gave me that title. They gave it and signed that, I took it and gave it to Polite. So everybody knows they don't have nothing to compete with us. It's about personality. It's about personalities. And unfortunately, I gave information is that primates is from America. Nobody can dispute that primates is from America. So therefore, I don't have to argue about, you are Indian, this, that, and the third. Argue with primates from America. Everything else is about personality. It's about a person seeming like he's going to do something for you. I'm empowering my people to do for themselves. That's why.
Hold on, stop, freeze for a minute. So, in case y'all don't know what he's doing right now, what he's saying is that early humans,
psychobabbling.
No, I'm telling you what he's doing. He's trying to say that Homo sapiens arose in America. I just want to translate that.
I did not say that, sir. I did not say that, bro.
Natasha, I'm lost too. I'm lost too.
I said primates originate in America, and I understand you guys are lost because we dealing with science. Y'all dealing in history.
My fault, family.
I'm dealing in science.
That ain't no science.
I deal in history. I deal in language. I'm the master of this thing. But
let me know when you're done.
All right, what the chat talking about? What we talking about here? I took a phone call. My fault, family. Y'all getting tired? Are y'all getting tired? I literally had this thing for liars, exactly, Maxwell, and I think he said people spend too much time with us on their mind. 100%, 100%. A Hill says, "Say what you want, long as your children live. They have your history, not ours." Right. Right. Everything seems solid in the chat. Everything's solid. Okay, so let me address some of this babble.
That ain't no science.
Where primates come from.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, we ain't gonna buy
that. I just wanted to let him know there's no way that English can be indigenous to America because it's under the Indo language phylum, which has other subclades, which includes like Germanic, Romantic, Slavic, different things like that. The Native American does not fit in that language phylum. So no, English is not indigenous to America. They don't speak English here.
Yeah,
and he mentioned primates like as a whole, like the earliest primates, but not when you get to the plate that the early.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go.
God, I was just waiting to Bill. How you doing? I haven't heard from you in a minute. And peace and love to the panel.
Yeah. George Macon was actually before Street Sufi, so that's why he like, hey, what happened to me? And like, listen, these guys are disingenuous. They purposely skipped George Macon. Purpose.
But yeah, I know. But go ahead. I know you want to jump in there. And we got brother Street Media, brother George.
So they literally skipped Street Media. That's interesting.
Yeah, he was that guy was trying to bring up.
Gullah, you real muffled. Gullah, you real muffled. So I muted you out, brother. And we gave you like 5 minutes to go in, right? So like I just want to pass.
One of the oldest primates is found in America. It was found in Montana. So that's not
30 million, right?
Yeah, it was found in Montana. Yeah, one of the oldest primates going back 68 million to 60 million years was found in Montana. The oldest primate. It has nothing to do with simians and the lineage that we came from much later. So what he's trying to talk about is what was found in Montana. That's what he's trying to talk about. Oh, yeah, look it up. Oldest primate found in Montana in America. That's 68 million to 60 million years ago. That's a fact.
So I'm 30 million years off. Okay, hold on. Oldest primate found in America. Hold on.
In Montana, MONTA.
All right. No, keep talking.
I like how you disrespect on Dr. Mayat, bro.
Who him?
What happened? Who said that?
That's all right. He hit the panel again up around. He'll get it.
Who disrespected the queen?
Yeah, talking about you a snitch.
Oh,
yeah, hey man, don't worry, man.
Yeah, he doing too much. Hey, stay with the information, man. Like you do. Come on.
That shit. And call us FAA, Foundational African Americans. We don't need all the other stuff. Is not needed. We're foundational African Americans. We are part of the history and foundation of what built this country. We have a label already. People, they trying to create all these different names and spin-offs of different things, but what's set is set and what's established is established. And following it.
Yeah, Foundation of African America is not established. That's no more established than Black, Negro, colored. I disagree with that.
Following the lineages and following like the genealogy and different things and the traces of ancestral history and certain information, it's already there. Could a Caribbean African be a African American? They would call himself African American, but he wouldn't be a foundational African American or FAA. Everybody know that. We know that Jamaica is part of North America. A lot of places surrounding is part of North America, but the United States is something different within North America. So we are just foundational African Americans, which is a spinoff of FBA. All the other stuff, it's just people just arguing. And ultimately, I don't think we're going to get anything anyway, based off the way the system is designed here. I think.
Yeah, but the system was designed not to get civil rights in 1868. So yeah, that defeated mindset I do not adopt, because when the free Blacks did not have any rights that the white man was bound to respect, a lot of them felt like civil rights, 14th Amendment citizenship was a foregone conclusion. And when you talk about the Jim Crow era, like in the 1900s, 1920s, 1930s, a lot of people believing that the Civil Rights Bill will be passed and will be protected under the Civil Rights Bill, 1964, 65, 66, 67, 68. That was a foregone conclusion as well. So I don't like to put obstacles in front of us and act like they're unreachable. We've been reaching the unreachable for 400 years in this country. So I don't like that defeated mindset to believe we can't accomplish something when we go after it. There's no proof. There's proof to the contrary. When we go after stuff, we get it. So I can't go with that. That's a defeated mindset. We are victorious in this country. At a small 13% of the population, we are like undefeated in this country. What have we wanted or demanded and we didn't get? Right? We've been successful when we demand stuff and fight for things. So I disagree with that defeated mindset. We will get it, and it's a matter of time. It's a matter of when, not if, when.
I think it's impossible. That's just me. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, let me skip past you then, because I'm not letting that go into my psyche when I go to bed. I'm going to bed soon, and that's not going to be there in my brain. Yeah.
I blame him for all this foolishness. This is his fault, man. All dating back to 2009, he started it all.
What happened, bro?
Gang war with all the other groups that wasn't Pan-African. It's all fault.
Oh man.
No, I think the young people talking to FBA talk is a good thing. I'm gonna tell you why. As long as I've been in these spaces and outside in the streets, when you hear young people, for the most part, talk, a lot of times the reason why they don't want to be associated with anything Pan-African or this pro-Black stuff, because it's been a colossal failure to them. It's produced nothing for them. Like the generations coming up now, a lot of times when we talk about history, we got to go all the way back to Dr. King on back. We skip like 50, 60 years of history because it's like it's nothing been produced. And I think like a lot of these young kids don't have a lot of hope and a lot of stuff that's being taught. So they latch on to something where they want to self-identify themselves. And I don't have a problem with it, just as long as they can start getting a more historical narrative. Like I think that they're paying attention more than what they ever, whether we agree or disagree with them. They could be talking about a whole bunch of other stuff. But they
mother nigga.
Yeah, but they still hear.
Yo, this just takes with that bull crap, yo.
Yeah, they still hear. They hear, talking, as opposed to a lot of stuff that when we was on side of the TV years ago, we was trying to, we was working every day trying to get the attention of the people. A lot of people. What the hell has Pan-African done for Baltimore and Philadelphia and Newark, New Jersey, Brooklyn? Nothing. That's the thing people ain't. That's the thing people don't like, but it's the truth.
100%.
I rested there.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you coming in and weighing in and sharing your thoughts. I see brother Delani. I don't know if that's Delani or Delaney. Delani.
Greetings, Empress.
Oh, damn,
greetings, brother. How are you?
Greetings. Thank you, Dr. Mayat, for having me. I just would like to just express, I'm glad to be on your panel. I've heard a lot. I've heard of a lot. And I just want to say, from the outskirts that I'm a proponent of Pan-Africanism.
Wait, one more time, run that back.
That I'm a proponent of Pan-Africanism.
Same here.
Yeah, I have. But what is I find strange is the rhetoric that I've heard in the last, say, 5 to 10 years.
So a man with an accent is pro Pan-Africanism. We're not surprised. Let me say this too. We got somebody new in the chat. We got the villain. He didn't popped up. The villain. What's good, man? Let us know something about you. Are you FBA? Can you trace your lineage to slavery, or you can't do that? You're just watching just to see what we're talking about. You know, we're just curious.
And I know, Dr. Maya, that you also know our history, and you know the history.
Okay, so everybody knows the history. All Pan-Africanists, they are experts in FBA history, and we are the only dumb ones who don't know.
Of our people, we have a common history coming out of Africa. The boat dropping us off in many different locations,
Here we go with this.
and we have suffered the same pressurization of
no, we haven't.
Colonialization, of imperialism, you know, in America here.
What about plantation slavery? Did we all suffer that? What about Jim Crow? What about convictism? What about penal system? What about parchment farming? What about sharecropping? Whipping? What about 100 years of lynching? Okay, no, stop. What about our black towns being? What about segregation? Did you guys experience segregation? Forced segregation? Did you guys experience being denied bank loans because you're black, quote unquote black? Hey, stop. You suffered nothing like this.
Here domestically in the Caribbean, which we now call.
All right, we know what. He's about to take this somewhere else. So family, I'm gonna end it on that note right there. I'm gonna shut it down so I can wake up and do my 10 o'clock live. All right, family. Okay, I was gonna force it, but for what? All right, we'll reset. We'll start from here tomorrow from this guy. I'll start back from at the beginning, and we will, continue tomorrow. So peace and love to everybody, and be one, we one.